What's up, everybody? You're very welcome on to That's Football. Now, before anybody loses the plot, don't worry. Mark's going to be joining me. He's just running a little bit late. You know he's a busy dude, so it's just me for now, but we've a lot to get through. We'll talk through what is setting up to be the best game so far of the Euros. France versus Germany. The team news is in. I will go through it. I want to just ask, first of all, how many of you guys were watching the Portugal-Hungary game earlier on? Congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo on twice breaking. Didn't just do it once. He said to himself, you know what? I got to do this twice. I'm breaking Michel Platini's goal-scoring record. I believe that's now 11 goals for him in the Euros, which is a massively impressive tally. And look, nobody's seen that 3-0 coming with 10 minutes to go, did they? But fair play to Portugal. They kept probing. They got it done. How are we, ladies and gents? Oh, look, the 7-2 comments already. I love that I'm in your head that much, mate. I love that 6 months later you're still talking about one moment, but it's okay. It's got me here in front of you good folks, so I'm all good about it. I hope you're all well, by the way. Lovely to see you in the chat. I'll go through as many of your comments as I can before the game kicks on the way. Hungary deserved better, said Z-Rex. Yeah, look, 3-0 was definitely harsh on them, my man. I can't argue with it. Someone says, that's Mark. Have you been taught to read yet, my friend? Because if you have been taught to read, perhaps take a little look-see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen there now, and you might get a little bit of information around where Goldbridge is, or at least when he'll be on to join me. Don't worry, it's not just me. I love you guys. I know you're still getting used to me, but you will get used to me. I'm not the gobby 7-2 merchant that a lot of you think I am. Do I like Scotland? I love everybody, mate. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So, yeah, look, I was very disappointed for Scotland that they didn't get the campaign off to a great start. Thoughts on Richarlison being better than Firmino? Well, he isn't. So they're my thoughts, my friend. Very simple and straightforward. Craig, can you grow yourself a bushy beard? Hashtag ball for life. Do you know what? I'm like a prepubescent teenager in that I can't. This is about the level of my facial hair game. I wish I could. I really, really wish I could. Nice trim, bro. Oh, the comedians are out in force. I've never heard that before. Do you know, you're the first person to ever make a ball joke towards me, mate? So that's brilliant. Congratulate yourself there. Give yourself a big pat on the back. Goldbridge got a trim. He did, and he inflated himself a little bit just to look a little bit chunky. He's chunky. How are we, folks? Look, we have a little look at the 11s before we get really stuck into this one. So we'll start with the French, who are the tournament favourites in my eyes, and I think in most people's eyes, certainly in the bookies' eyes. They've gone for Hugo Lloris, Pavard, Varane, Kimpembe, and Lucas Hernandez. Then it's Rabiot and N'Golo Kante and Paul Pogba in midfield. Antoine Griezmann, Karim Benzema, and Kylian Mbappe make up Didier Deschamps' starting 11. And look, in anybody's money, ladies and gentlemen, that is a terrifying, terrifying French team. But the Germans aren't any pushovers themselves. They have Manuel Neuer in goal, Ginter, Hummels, and Rudiger. Now, I think that this is where France can get some joy, my friends. Look, Rudiger's had a very good season with Chelsea. Hummels is probably the same age as me at this point. He's getting there. Then we move forward a little bit, and they've gone for Kimmich, Gundogan, Toni Kroos, Goossens, Muller, Havertz, and Gnabry. So interesting team selection. Obviously, no place in the starting 11 for Timo. I'm offside for the 700th time. Werner. Yeah, N'Golo Kante, though. I mean, what a man. I see a bit of N'Golo Kante love in the chat, and a bit of Kimpembe love as well. I do love N'Golo Kante. How could you not love N'Golo Kante? What have we got? That French team is absolutely unreal when you deep it. It's mental. It is honestly mental. Mayo for a Sam, Craig. Not a chance there. That's coming back to Dublin where it belongs. Up the dubs to you as well. I see a couple of up the dubs chats. How are you? Craig, last film you cried, teared up at. Do you know, honestly, dude, I'm not somebody that watches that many films. So, last one I teared up at. Oh, God, this is really embarrassing, but I think it was probably Marley and Me. Honestly, I think it was probably Marley and Me. I usually watch comedies, you see, so there's not much to be worried about there. But look, I had an interesting bet at the start of this tournament around goal scorers, and I wanted to get your take on it and see what you guys are thinking that who will finish the tournament top goal scorer. The bet that I went for initially was a 14-1 shot for Harry Kane to score 4, Lukaku to score 4, and the great Cristiano Ronaldo to score 4. And, you know, Ronaldo and Lukaku are taking care of business for me. They've got 2 each in their first game. I need Harry Kane to just keep ticking along. But what are you guys thinking? Who are you thinking will finish the top goal scorer in the tournament? Lukaku's a good shout. He looked very impressive. He looks really, really up for it, doesn't he? Full of confidence, obviously, with the season he's just had in Serie A with Inter Milan. And he looks like he's trimmed down. I think when I was talking with Jay about this the other day when we were doing the game, he was saying he looks like he's trimmed down a little bit. And I think he was spot on. He looks in fantastic condition. Craig, Mount or Foden? Do you know what? I don't like doing the this or this type question because I think both have fantastic traits and both are really, really good quality footballers. Phil Foden, I think, is a different type. I would go for Foden if I had to pick one to come to Liverpool as an example, but I'm not sleeping on Mason Mount. Mason Mount is an excellent footballer as well. Ronaldo, absolutely class today. Yeah, that second goal in particular was just, there's nothing to say except world class, mate. It was quality. Have I defeated Sonic yet? No, I still can't catch less OB, Josh. He's too quick for me. Does it look like I could catch Sonic, mate? Do you know what I mean? I'm built for a little quick pace, not long, sprinty distances. Have I ever watched the video where Lukaku bullies Cara on Sky? No, to be honest, I haven't, but there you go. What's your prediction? Pogba hat-trick, said Jensk. First super chat of the night. Thank you for that, Jensk. What's my prediction? You can never count the Germans out, can you, realistically? But I can't see past the France win. And I'd like to think that most of you guys would agree with that one. Do I use Manscaped? I do. I'm also, they sponsor our channel on some things, mate. So yes, I absolutely do use the Manscaped 3.0 perfect package. Actually, no, look, I'm lying to you. My missus robbed my one and she uses it. So for any ladies out there, can also be a womanscaped as well, apparently. I don't know. Hello from Ireland, said Keane O'Sullivan. How are you, mate? I'm good. Did I actually give my prediction to Jens? I'm gonna go 2-1 to France, but it wouldn't surprise me if they snuck a third. But I'll go 2-1 to France. Craig, thoughts on Kane dropping deep for England? I think it's doing too much. Yeah, it seems to be a bit of a carryover from the time when he was playing with Jose Mourinho and Son at Spurs, and he did reinvent himself this season and not just become the out-and-out goal scorer that we'd seen, but also an assist machine. So how that affects England, I think there's two ways to look at this. So if Kane drops deep, in theory, if his man comes with him, it creates a bit of space in behind. If his man doesn't come with him, then Kane has a bit of space between the lines and can look to link up play. Where did your eyebrows go? I took your advice and I gave them a little trim. Do you know what I mean? I did. I listened to you folks. I listened to the feedback. I gave them a little trim just for you guys. Bald. Brilliant, mate. Did you come up with that all on your own? I mean, it's 4 letters there and you've got them all right. Well done. I mean, I'll give you credit for that one. You've managed to spell a 4-letter word there, but that's about as far as I'm going to give you credit, I'm afraid. Thomas Muller for the Golden Boot. That is a big shout, Jack. That is a big shout, dude. All love, bro. It's the same, Josh. It's only fun with me, mate. I'm all good. I'm just happy to be on here with you wonderful folks. Looking forward to a good game of football. As I said, Mark will be joining me in about 15 minutes or so, I think. Mark's just running a little bit late, so we will be doing a watch-along of it together, so don't worry about it. You've got the big man coming in to accompany the bald man. So have you and Mark, have I got Mark in the basement again? Not tonight. No, he was a good boy. He ate all his crisp sandwiches, but most importantly, he ate the crusts. That's what gets you out of the basement. If you don't eat the crusts on the crisp sandwiches, you're not getting out of the basement. What have we got? Victor, thank you for the super chat, mate. Said Craig. Look at France starting lineup and that bench. It is stacked. Which player could we get for Liverpool? Well, we know. There's no need to ask. I mean, it was a double chew, but now I'm down to a single chew. Watchers on my channel will know what that means. I read something interesting today, actually, around Liverpool's interest in Daniel Malin. Now, that's not the interesting part. The interesting part in the article for me was that this journalist claimed that Liverpool could lose Salah, which I don't know who's buying them, where they're getting the money from, or their information from, but I don't think he's going anywhere. Do I support LBGTQ? You bet your ass I do, mate. You bet your ass I do. Here's my theory on life. I want each and every person, each and every one of you and your mates' mates to find love. However that love comes your way, as long as you're happy and you've got someone to share those beautiful moments with throughout your life, who am I? Who am I to say otherwise? I want you all to be happy. So you bet your backside I am. PSG could afford Salah. They could, yeah, I can't argue with you, but would he go there? Would he see it as an upgrade, genuinely, from Liverpool? All right, Craig, mate, think there's any weight in Tielemans to Liverpool? It was interesting that he didn't rule out the Tielemans to Liverpool stuff, but if you were looking at a midfielder that Liverpool are potentially going to sign, I don't think you can look much further than Neuhaus. Now, personally, I'd like Nicola Barea, but we can't afford Nicola Barea from Inter. So what channel is it on? I'm guessing you might be in the UK, buddy. So if you are, it's on ITV. Well, at least that's what I'm watching it on here anyway. Liverpool, bad. Yeah, most successful club in England, mate, bad. You might want to revisit the old history books a little bit there. Mark Goldbridge lost hairs. He has, correct, but he has picked up an abundance of personality and talent instead. So, do you know what I mean? For every loss of hair, there is a gain in personality and talent. At least that's what my kids tell me anyway. But they're kids, so maybe I'm wrong. Welcome back, Craig. Great to have you on. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you for showing the love, buddy. Thank you for showing the love. What are we predicting in this group, by the way? Or what do we think of the Euros as a whole? Because it looks like it's almost harder to get knocked out of this tournament than it is to actually qualify for the next round. So the round of 16 does increase the game, so maybe the top goal scorer might have a goal or two extra than in years gone by as well. So what are we thinking about that? Do we like the new format of the Euros? Do we like the way 4 third-place teams will qualify through to the round of 16? A lot of people saying France are better than England. I would agree with that, mate. And look, I'm not being disrespectful to England. I think France are better than pretty much everybody in the tournament. What do I think about the match with Portugal? They laboured a little bit. They didn't really, but they got there. And the main point is they got there. The great Cristiano Ronaldo got himself a couple of goals to break Michel Platini's record and then break his own record when he got to the 11th one. So, yeah, good news for him and a good win for Portugal in what is a very, very difficult group. And that goal difference will do them no harm whatsoever. JHF likes the format. I'm not usually somebody that is mad on international football. Sorry, 1 second, folks. I didn't want to deafen you with a cough, so excuse me. I got my second vaccination today, by the way, so I was worried all day that I might feel a little bit under the weather and wasn't going to be able to come on. But yeah, for those who are asking where Mark is, look at the screen in front of you and have a little look in the bottom. It's actually this corner. Just have a little look down there and you'll get all the answers that you could ever want and more. What have we got? Good for you. Yeah, I'm very happy about it, mate. I mean, my wife hasn't had her first one yet, so for me to be able to have got my second one, I'm over the moon. I feel very honoured in a weird way to be able to have gotten the vaccination. And yeah, there you go. Where am I from? I live in Ireland, mate. I'm originally from Dublin, but now I live in what we like to call the sunny southeast down in Wexford. I respect you guys, right? Good rivalries need to be you, Mark. Me and Mark are good mates. I've been saying this to you guys for ages. We banter he bullies the shit out of me. Let's be honest. It's very emotional, ladies and gentlemen. It's very emotional. Nah, he's good fun. Me and Mark have good fun. And you can't insult me. It's pretty much impossible to insult me. But yeah, I like the crossover stuff. I really do. I think we need more of it in fan content because we can be each other's rivals and enemies on the pitch, but we don't have to be, we don't have to be at each other's throats, do we? We can show a bit of respect. Where's your shirt? I love that. Every time I wear this Adidas top, somebody says, "What? Why is there a floating head on the screen? Where are you? I can't see you." It's I just got it because it was cheap from the Adidas store. And you look, I'm a dad, so I've got the full dad uniform for holidays and all. The khaki shorts and the dad t-shirts and stuff. Any dad out there knows what I'm talking about. McGregor fan inside the octagon, yes. Outside the octagon, yeah. He's a little bit loopy tunes at times, isn't he? Have I ever had a beard? I can't grow one. I'll be perfectly honest with you, dude. I can't grow one. France to win the Euros. Does anybody think that France won't win the Euros? Anybody out there? Anybody have any other shouts? Portugal, obviously, have a fairly deep squad as well. Germany, we've spoken about as well a little bit earlier on the stream. They usually show up at big tournaments. But Italy really impressed me in their first game. I thought that they looked 27 games unbeaten with Mancini, but I thought that they looked clinical. I thought that every single one of them knew their job, and they looked like a team that were better than the sum of their parts. Right, we have another super chat I want to get to. Craig, you're a top guy. Thanks for everything you do, that you and Mark do. Excuse me, big up from the USA. Much love, my man. Much love straight back over to you in the USA. Appreciate it. I appreciate the warm welcome on here. I know I'm a guest. I know this is your platform, your channel, and I appreciate the love and the feedback, and I appreciate coming on and talking football because, I was even saying last night, I messaged Andrade quite late at night, and I was like saying to him, "You watching this? I was watching the Copa America all night as well." I mean, I watch football. I honestly watch about 20 games of football a week, and I was right last night watching Paraguay, Bolivia. I was even up at 1 o'clock watching last night. Just love football. Floating Baldy. Yeah, it is true. I mean, we'll go through them together, shall we? Just to save a little bit of time. So here we go. You ready? We've got Abateson. We've got Dara O'Brien, we've got Gru, we've got the White Malteser, which somebody called me once, which I actually think was very, very clever. We've got the guy that's trying to catch Sonic. Who else have we had? Matt Lucas, that was another one that was put my way as well. So I've heard them all, I promise you, I've heard them all. And if I could be Dara O'Brien, if I could have his career and his moolah, I'd be a very happy man. But unfortunately, I am but a mere peasant, ladies and gentlemen. The Paraguay-Bolivia game was decent, to be fair. It was. The early penalty, then the red card kind of changed the game a bit as well. Trying to catch Sonic. Still haven't got the little fella. Johnny Sins, yes, Jake. I knew there was another one I was forgetting about. Greg Wallace knows his football. Do you know, not MasterChef. Unless MasterChef involves eating a bag of crisps, cheese and onion crisps, and drinking a can of Diet Coke, and maybe beans on toast at a push. Score prediction for England-Scotland. Look, everything points to the fact England should win that game. Scotland are under immense pressure now, obviously. They didn't get off to the greatest start in the competition, and they'll feel that they have a point to prove. So I think England will win. I mean, I'd like a result for Scotland, not because I'm anti-English, but because I'd like to see Scotland have a chance to get through to the next stage, and I think England will do that. I think England will top the group anyway. Uncle Fester, yes, another great shout, mate. I forgot about Uncle Fester. That, you know what, funnily enough, when my father died, my mother remarried, and the fucker that she remarried called me Uncle Fester when he met me. I felt like knocking him out straight away, like, old man standing there calling me Uncle Fester. Lad's had 2 strokes and a heart attack, and he's calling me Uncle Fester. What's good to you, Rich, as well? I love England, but I also support Scotland, said Bass93. Van Gerwen. Without any discernible talent. You know, all of these people that you're speaking about there have somewhat of a talent. I don't. I'm just an Irish guy that can give it a bit of this. That's it. So, you know, I wish I had the talent that some of these guys have. Pookie without the beard. I don't know if I've ever seen Teemu Pukki without the beard, to be honest with you. If Goldbridge wasn't joining, I was about to leave. Good, fuck off then. See you, mate. Adios. You know, go. I don't give a shit one way or the other, mate. You will get to know me very quickly, and you throwing a little hissy fit does not bother me in the slightest, my man. If you don't like me, no problem. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Do I think Mbappe is overrated? No, not at all. I think Mbappe is going to be a multiple Ballon d'Or winner. I'm very intrigued, like everyone else, to see if he does sign on a PSG or if he'll move on elsewhere. The very few clubs able to afford him right now. But you United fans in the chat, and I know there's obviously going to be quite a lot of you because it's That's Football, it's Goldbridge's channel. You must be quite excited about the Sancho situation and the fact that he looks like he's going to be maybe gone to United. I'm not going to lie, it does hurt a bit. Humpty Dumpty, somebody said. Now, here's the thing about Humpty Dumpty. There is no proof that Humpty Dumpty was an egg. That is just a cartoon illustration that was done. I've actually spent time looking into this, weirdly, I know. But there is no proof that Humpty Dumpty was an egg. But there you go. Voldemort, yes, that's brilliant. I mean, I love it. This is the type of stuff I love. I love a good bit of trolling me. So Voldemort, yes. I'm actually quite proud that I even know who Voldemort is, to be honest, because, I don't watch any of that type of stuff, to be honest. Ball Jordan Pickford. Now, that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. Don't ever. I've got full man arms, me. Fully grown arms. No T-Rex stuff going on with me. Long arms, me. Do you know what I mean? Proper arms. Yap Stam. I mean, some belters coming in here. Walter White. There you go. Bowling ball. I mean, I've got too many holes for a bowling ball, mate, in the head. Do you know what I mean? Dwayne Johnson. You're my best mate now. End of the go. Goldbridge Craig, better Ronaldo or Messi. I mean, when you've got your own channel, you know what I mean? You're right. It's right. We are better. We are the GOATs. And I've been telling anyone that would listen for the longest time that everybody needs to wait till me and Goldbridge gets together for watchalongs because the game ain't ready. The game ain't ready for Mr. Drywit Goldbridge and Mr. All the Waffle Holden. John Joe Shelby. Zidane. Oh, David, you're a good man. You're a good man, David. Vin Petrol. Yes. Yes. A bald Tony Soprano. But you know what? I really enjoyed my time the other night, and I didn't think I could love the good folks at That's Football anymore. But calling me a Tony Soprano, I will take that every day of the week. I'm going to tell my wife now that that's how she shall refer to me. Pep Guardiola, right? I suppose we should get back to the game tonight, ladies and gentlemen, shouldn't we? And it's all very well and good you guys asking me for my prediction, but I want to know what you guys think. What's your prediction for this game? Craig, you look like a young Tom Jones. It's not unusual, Roddy. But boom, there you go. It's not unusual to get low with anyone. Yes, I am a bit cheesy, but you'll get used to me. A fat hitman. I'd be a slow hitman then. I wouldn't be good for the old getaway, would I? Why did my head go to Tyrone from Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels now? You're a great driver, aren't you, Tyrone? Of course I am. 4-4-2's version of Daniel Levy. Ooh, I mean, I thought our guys were creative over on our channel, but the guy from Anfield Agenda, that's who you look like. Nah, he's a fraud, mate. I mean, I don't know why anybody watches that EJ over on Anfield Agenda, honestly. I mean, yes, there are rumours that he has a 10-inch member, but other than that, I don't see what the talent is. Can someone reach Ronaldo and Messi level? You know what? I mean, it's very weird because usually we're talking about one player that defines a generation. And with these two, we were being so fortunate to have had these two guys and witness what they've been able to put on display for so many years. So I don't think we'll see it for a while. I really don't. I mean, we've been very, very, very fortunate to have seen both of these guys in our generation. Whether you're a Ronaldo or a Messi fan, whether you're a fan of both of them, it's going to take some doing to put up the type of numbers and consistency that those two gentlemen have put up over their careers. France 4, Germany 4. Oh, that would be filth, mate. That would be filth. I'd be all over it. Goldbridge incoming. There we go. Goldbridge incoming. He's in the building, apparently. There we go. So now all you guys who are a little bit upset that your boy Mark wasn't here, he is here now. And now I'll just display to you how much funnier I am than said Goldbridge. Over the course of 90 minutes, of course. But Dr. Evil. Mr. Tato. Oh, that's a belter. I haven't had that one before. That is a belter. And I do love Mr. Tato, by the way. I have his book and all in the press over there. Mbappe or Haaland? It depends what you want and what you like. Personally, I'd be Mbappe. I'm a sucker for a pacey forward who runs at people. But Haaland is an out-and-out goal scorer machine. So I guess it's just a case of what you like. Paul Konchesky, he's an arsehole though, mate. I mean, I can see it, but he's a dope. He really is. Zlatan or Suarez? Suarez every day of the week, surely. I'm not saying that because of the United Liverpool thing. Genuinely, I believe Luis Suarez is the most talented footballer that I've gotten the pleasure of watching put on a Liverpool shirt. I know he was a bit of a dope at times. I know he did some stupid stuff, but some of the skill level of him was just ridiculous. Goldbridge and Craig equals Ronaldo and Messi. And thank you. That means a lot to me because I'm a nobody, to be honest with you. Mark's the guy that's made it in the industry. I'm just I would say the new hot young prospect, but I'm certainly not young, nor am I hot. But I'm a bit warm, but that might do. Craig, who do you think will win young talent of the tournament? It's a very, very good question. Who'll win young talent of the tournament? Whew. I'd like to see Foden do it. I would. I'd like to see Foden do it, but it's hard to say after not having even seen everybody playing one group game, if you know what I mean. Mark and Craig met on a date nap. They're lovers. Yeah, we are. Yeah, definitely. He's the bottom, but we are. Yeah, we met on Grindr. Absolutely. Grindr for influencers, though. It's a bit different. Like, you guys can't get the app. It's only for influencers. So, do you know what I mean? There is that Grew from Despicable Me. My kids call me Grew from Despicable Me, so you're not going to insult me with that one. Prime Bale or Prime Hazard? I'm not somebody that believes the Hazard hype. I've been consistent about this over the years. And Bale has had his career, I suppose, curtailed a little bit by injuries at times. But for me, I think Prime Hazard, neither. Bale, let's go with Bale. Because people try to say that Hazard's better than Salah. And look, I know a lot of you guys are United fans and you're going to, have an inbuilt hatred towards Mo Salah. But if Salah went an entire calendar year twice without scoring a goal, I promise you I wouldn't be on here defending him as such. But I don't get it around Hazard. He is capable of magic, but he's also capable of consistently showing up for pre-season overweight. And he's also capable of getting his dream move to Real Madrid and not really, again, showing up overweight. What's up, Craig? Good to have you again on the home of football YouTube. France or Germany? I'm going for France. I'm going to go for a 2-1 France win, my man. Somebody said Goldbridge has lost all of his hair. He has. He's let himself go big time. He really has. Right, what else have we got? Goldbridge is in the building. There you go. It's nice of him to show up eventually, isn't it? Some of us cared. Some of us cared enough to be here and make sure that we are ready like a professional to get you guys ready for the game. Again, we've ran through the starting 11, but I'll leave Mr. Goldbridge to go through that again when he joins now in a minute. You look like Mr. Monopoly, except I control no property whatsoever, mate, unfortunately, unlike Mr. Monopoly. Mark's bald. Okay. I mean, I was expecting a little bit more cleverness in some of the comments. I won't lie to you, folks. Most of you are on form, though. I appreciate it. Showing the love. That's because it's his channel and he can be, mate. Fair enough. I mean, if you want to be an arsehole, mate, we can go down the arsehole route. Clearly, sarcasm is something that you're not, used to hearing, but fair enough. It is his channel. You are right. And yeah, he can be late, but it's not me that he's late for, is it? It's the audience, fella. I couldn't give a shit what time he shows up at, but there you go. Mbappe, yeah, wife for being, good afternoon from... What's CAD? I'm sorry if I've missed some obvious there. Rodrigo's going 2-1 to France as well. I like it. B-Tech, Mr. Potato Head. You're not allowed to say Mr. Potato Head anymore. Obviously, you're not woke enough to understand this, mate. So there you go. I mean, I'm obviously a boomer, and even I understand that you're not allowed to say Mr. Potato Head anymore. It's just Potato Head. How dare you? You've insulted all of us potatoes now, you sexist pig. Love you too, Jack. Thank you, mate. White version of Thiago Alcantara, the Irish Sean Dyche. I don't have the gravelly voice. Do you know what I mean? I just don't have the gravelly voice. I wish I did. I sound like I don't know. I don't know what I sound like, but it's certainly not Sean Dyche. 2-1 Germany. Liam's going with. I like it, mate. Mixing it up a little bit. 10 minutes to go. Yeah. Mark's in the building, as you can see on the screen there now, so he will be joining me momentarily. CB's gone for Germany 1, France 0. Kimmich hat-trick for Ellis Jones. We love you too. Oh, we love you, Craig. I love you too, Nicholas. I love everyone that shows the love, folks. I do. B-Tech Bateson. Now, that's where I draw the line. I am far more entertaining than that lad will ever be. I've nothing against them, but come on. I'm far more entertaining than Bateson will ever be. He knows it. This lad coming in here knows it.
Get him off.
Giving it.
Get the warm
You're not coming out, Mark. What's going on? Like, I mean, I have to go like this personally, but if you do it like that, it's up to you. Let me just change my screen.
The warm-up act is here. It's done. Get the reel. Where's the music for the king?
Don't make me get the crown again, Goldbridge. It's there.
Oh, we do. Anyway, I'll tell you what. I hope you're supporting Germany, being as Jurgen Klopp's your manager and Pogba's French. So it's Man United against, and we've got the sides right. I'm glad we've done that. France, Germany.
I see what you've done here. It was like when we were doing our preview and you were making those rules up as you go along as well.
You've got to be German because your manager is.
I'm Irish, mate. I don't have to be anything.
Jurgen Klopp has made you relevant. You've got to support the country of his birth.
Hang on a minute here, Mr. Sir. Jurgen Klopp has made the most successful club in English football relevant. Is that what we're trying to come with? Come on, Goldbridge.
If the Premier League started in 1992...
No, you're old enough to remember before 1992, young man. So come on, Mark. Come on, buddy. What are you thinking anyway?
I'm only 30.
Yeah, of course you are. If you're 30, then I'm 27.
But I actually look 30, and you look...
Mark,
57.
You would die for this skin, fella. Look at it. Look at the eyelashes. So women spend good money to get these eyelashes. Anyway, how are you? Did you have a good day?
I'm good. I was very happy with the Portugal game. Good to see Ronaldo getting a couple of goals. Was fairly happy with Bruno. Thought Jota was shit. Don't know what you thought as a Liverpool fan.
I won't lie to you, but I only caught the second half. I was delighted for Ronaldo. Like, full credit to him to break Platini's record and then break his own record in the same game. I mean, that's top tier stuff. Got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah, but yeah, I was just glad it wasn't 0-0 with 10 minutes to go. It was looking like that crap Spain game last night, which I'm sure you watched as well. Could have done with you on that one because it was bloody boring. But I think this is this is the end of the first round of games, and it's the best game. This could be a final, really. Certainly could be a semi-final. And
I've got a semi.
Yeah, Craig's got a semi for it, and it's France against Germany. And I think that, I don't know about you, I don't look beyond France. I think in the whole tournament, France are the team that's the strong favourites, and I'm interested to see what Germany could do. I don't know what your thoughts on Germany.
Yeah, it's very difficult to know. I mean, there's a good mix there. What I think will find them out is their back line. If you look, I don't know how Hummels is still being picked to play international football. Like, he is so slow. I mean, Rudiger's had a decent season at Chelsea, fair enough. But when you have the likes of Kai Havertz there, I mean, he can be class. Werner not getting a start today. I'm sure you've noticed that in the starting 11 as well.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I can't see past France. I'm going to go 2-1 to France on this one. How about yourself?
Well, I'll just read the team news out. Neuer, Ginter, Hummels, Rudiger, Kimmich, Kroos, Gundogan, Gozens, Havertz, Muller, Gnabry. I mean, that's not a bad side. And then Lloris, Pavard, Varane, Kimpembe, Hernandez, Pogba, Kante, Rabiot, Griezmann, Mbappe and Benzema, which will give Pogba a lot more freedom to get forward with Rabiot, and Kante will probably just do the defensive work. But yeah, my score prediction, I'm going to go with probably a 2-1. I think I'll go 2-1 France, Craig. I don't know, what are you going to go with?
Exact same, my man, exact same. And yeah, I agree with what you've said. Pogba will have a bit more license now to get forward a bit when he's got Kante and Rabiot in there with him. But interesting to see Gnabry as almost, I just want to say, a false nine for Germany rather than going with an out-and-out Werner type character. I mean, there's only so many offsides you can get in a game, though, to be fair.
Yeah, and I think that with Portugal winning as well, it does. Well, look, the thing is, I expect. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? 4 of the third place teams go through out of 6 groups. So 3 points will be a lot of teams going through. So effectively, I think that, you don't want to be losing, if you're Germany, you don't want to lose this and then lose to Portugal on Saturday, because then you can only get 3 points. So it's interesting. I think it's really interesting. France will be the firm favourites for the tournament, but what's the quality gap between France and Germany and Portugal? And I think that's the interesting thing about this group.
I think we're going to see in that Portugal-Germany game, I think we're going to see a far more attacking German team than we perhaps will see tonight. I think tonight's more about containment from that German team.
They're good enough to beat it, though. I mean, just looking down that line, and I must say, one thing about the Germans that I always hated is how good their kits and tracksuit tops are. I mean, that's a lovely, lovely, lovely top that they're wearing there as a tracksuit top. Really, really do like it. I just can never bring myself to buy a German top. I can't think why, but it's lovely, absolutely lovely.
I've got a nice retro version of the 1990 West Germany one, which I really like.
They've always had nice kits. I mean, I know the ones you mean. I quite liked the one they had after that as well. But they've always had. I think, is Adidas a German company?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. They just do all the good kits for Germany, don't they? Which is a shame.
It's a good show, yeah.
But his last tournament, whack him low.
Mr. Scratch and Sniff.
Yeah, scratch and sniff, literally. I mean, look at that kit there he's wearing. It's bloody lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Oh, you're talking
towards the goal. I'll tell you what you need to do. If you're ahead of me tonight, have you got a pause button on your thing?
I don't have admin control of any on the TV. Sorry, yeah. It's on ITV, isn't it? No, I can't do it on ITV because in Ireland we don't have ITV on our skyboxes. We have to go into the extra channels.
Oh God!
I could put it on RTE though and see how I get on that way if you want. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I just hate it when people are ahead of me.
It hasn't happened to you much, mate. To be fair, has it? Not like the rest of us. You haven't had to deal with that too much.
Million subs. Anyway, jokes aside, people said
it's the modesty, though. It's the modesty.
Last time. Don't want to be arrogant. Can I just say before we start, everybody, 2 things. First of all, we were I'll double check now. I did my first Euro Rap show on Twitch on Sunday night at 11 o'clock. The second show is tonight, 11 o'clock, Goldbridge TV on Twitch. We'll just be talking about the Euros for about an hour. And you can join me for that on that. Also, that didn't give me enough time for what the first point was meant to be, which is we're only 10 subscribers away from 428,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. I don't know why I've got a big smile on my mouth. I think Craig's burning inside thinking 428,000 subscribers. No, you'll get there. You'll get there, mate. Being on this channel will help.
No, you've earned it. You've earned it. Honestly, I don't begrudge you the success, mate. I know we have our banter and stuff, but it could become a million channel if I'm here more regularly throughout the season. But
then you could be part of a channel that's got 1 million subscribers. It's the only chance.
You could send me a picture of the gold play button when it arrives, and let me go to bed with it at night. Beside the one of you that I have on the wall, of course.
You should stay involved in this channel, actually, because that's probably your best chance of being involved in a 1 million subscriber channel.
Well, look, I
only say that. I'm not even digging you out, but the other Liverpool channel, Red Men TV, they've been going longer than anyone. They've not even got 1 million yet. I think they actually have, but they're nowhere near 1 million. It's just
they're nowhere near as good
Liverpool
as me.
Fans. It's just not enough Liverpool fans.
They're just not as good as me. It's as simple as that. I'll be out there. I'm more entertained. My finger is more entertaining than the Redmen TV. But I'd love to stay more involved, mate. I've said this to you before, and the way I looked at it was we hit 100k, and anything from that in my life was a bonus. It was just a great achievement.
Actually, I don't like the German kit. The guy in the stadium had a much better kit. I don't like that German kit. I actually feel better now, Craig, because I do not like that German kit. Right,
you were talking about the one with the gold badge, weren't you? It's a belter, that one.
This one looks like my granddad's pajama top. Right, I'll tell you when it kicks off so everyone can sink in, because we don't have a timer when we have a guest. So I will have to let you know in the chat. But thanks everyone for tuning in. We're closing in on 10,000 watching again, which is great. Please share the video, smash a like and subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're just about to kick off here. Of course, Sane is a player I've always liked. I don't think he's starting. Right, we've just kicked off. Has yours kicked off?
I'm 9 seconds in.
Oh, yeah, you're way ahead of me then.
Do you know what I'll do? I'll whack it onto RTE and I'll pause it, right? So
I'm on. Let me just tell you, I'm on 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Tell me when you get to 20.
Now.
There we go.
So I'm now on 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
There we go. Sound. We're on the same wavelength this time.
It's much better when you're synced. It is.
Yeah, it was a bit hard. I felt like I was pissing all over your cornflakes the other day.
Well, no, it's happened. You know, one thing that's been really, and there's nothing good about COVID, but with every game being on the telly, it's meant that, you know, when United are not on the telly, you know, remember those days when like Liverpool are not on the telly? So you have to use other ways of watching it. But the other ways of watching it, people are all over the place. And if you're watching it in another way and other people are watching it in a different way, they can be up to 30 seconds ahead of you. And when you're doing a live stream, there's nothing worse than Harry Maguire having the ball, passing it around the back, side to side, and then somebody's going, what a goal by Bruno. And you're thinking, fucking hell, I'm way behind, because Maguire's still playing a sideways pass with McTominay here. And that's what, I never like being behind.
That's all right, mate. We're on the way anyway, as you said, and Germany trying to settle into the game here. It's weird. I said to you the other night that was at what game was I doing? Maybe it wasn't you actually. I think it was the Finland shirt. One of the shirts looked like the France shirt, and finally we get to see this French team, and I'm really excited about this. I hope it lives up to the billing.
Well, already Germany are knocking the ball around quite comfortably, and you know that's the message I would put out there is that yeah, France are the favourites, but I don't think France are going to turn up and win this game 4-0. I mean, it could happen, but I think we're going to see a game where both teams are going to be in it for large portions of the game, and you know, it'll come down to those quality moments. But, you know, Kante diving into the tackle there, this is the thing. You know, Kante in any team at the moment makes them a very good team, but he's also got people like Pogba, Griezmann, Mbappe, Benzema. You know, what a team. And then you've got people like Varane at the back. It's just a fantastic French side.
N'Golo Kante is just amazing on every level. As a human being, as a footballer, it just keeps getting better and better. What a buy that was for Leicester City all those years ago. What a bargain.
What a guy. He even came round my house the other day, cleaned the drains out, cut the grass and washed the car. He's just an unbelievable guy.
Wouldn't take any money for it or anything. Like, that's the type of gentleman you're talking about.
He just said, give me a glass of water and I'll be fine.
And you asked what a glass of water is, because obviously you just drink Evian bottles. You know, you don't drink glasses.
I've got my glass of water here. Just going through the bench, just to show you the quality that both teams have on the bench. Longley, Lamar, Giroud, Dembele, Tolisso, Zuma, Mandanda, Digne, Koeman, Yedder, Monnier and Koundé on the bench for French. And then Halstenberg, Volland, Werner, Leno, Soule, Klosterman, Nihas, Sane, Trapp, Chan, Koch, Gunter. It's not Chris Gunter.
It's an embarrassment of riches on both sides for that bench. I mean, when you have somebody like Jules Koundé on your bench as a possible option to bring on as a centre back, that's all kinds of wrong.
I mean, I'm tempted to say when you've got the player of the quality of Timo Werner on your bench, it says a lot. But you know, maybe people would interpret that. What's this lad who plays for Bayern Munich, who's like this teen sensation? Is he not part of this squad? Because I know he could have been English, couldn't he? But didn't he
Which guy are we
choose?
talking about?
He's Bayern Munich. He's like meant to be the next best thing, but I don't know whether he got. Called up or not.
This is where we'll get help from the chat. Somebody will help us out here.
Musiala, that's it. I don't think he's been called up then, has he? Or is he just not on the bench? Or
could have been at the underage at the Euros 21s.
Yeah, he might not even be German. I know he could have chosen England, but he didn't.
Yeah, we've had a lot of that over our side of the water as well, mate. So I got my second jab today, by the way, which I'm delighted. I feel very privileged to have been able to get fully vaccinated.
In more interesting news, Musiala and Goretzka are part of the squad. They just weren't picked.
Just trying to do my bit for pro-vaccination there, Mr. Goldbridge.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about Craig having his second. I thought Ireland was behind us in that. So you're quite old though. You're over 50, aren't you?
I'm an influencer. Do you know what I mean? I just go in waving around the YouTube silver play button and things just fall my way. I don't even want to know what treatment you'll get if you walk up the goal. No, in all honesty though, I was asked what superpower I wanted when I got my second one. So there was quite a long list. It took me a while to pick.
What age group are they vaccinating in Ireland at the moment? It's nice. I'm glad to hear that they're doing it because my mate's Irish and he was like, I think he said to me Monday was the first day that they opened the pubs to drink outside, and we've been doing that since April. So I was
you were way ahead of us with the vaccination program. My wife's turning 40 this month, and they've only opened the portal now for booking in 40 to 45 age group. So
is that for first vaccine or second?
First, it's mainly Pfizer, so it's a 4-week gap between the first and second.
Oh, that's different to here because I had Pfizer and I'm not having my second one till August. There's like a 12-week gap.
I think AstraZeneca, the 12-week gap with AstraZeneca over here, my mother-in-law had that one, but they won't give it to anybody under 50. They won't give it to anyone under 50 in Ireland for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, as you said, there is more. There's a yellow already, Mark.
Yeah.
By Havertz.
Oh, is it Kimmich? Yeah.
Oh, it's Kimmich, you're right. Sorry, I just seen Havertz walking away. Apologies. That trophy, the Euros trophy, has to be one of the ugliest trophies, by the way, of all the major ones.
I'd get into bed with it. I'm English. We'd take any trophy, don't matter what it looks like.
Mate, I'm Irish. I don't even know what a trophy is. What have we thought of the standard of officiating throughout this tournament so far, by the way?
You know what? I actually think it's been quite good because considering this is the last game of the first round of games, there's not really been, compared to the Premier League, we've not had any dodgy VAR stuff that we've gone, oh, that should have been a penalty. There's not been anything really, has there?
No, it's been quite good. The games have flowed rather well. It was amazing earlier on, and I know that you put out a tweet saying it was amazing but strange to see a full crowd.
Oh yeah. It was fantastic. I mean, I'm tempted to say it almost brought a tear to my eye, but that would be bullshit. But it was absolutely a lovely feeling to see a packed out stadium because we haven't seen that since March last year. And look, I look watching this game here. There's fans in the ground, and that still makes me feel a lot happier than that empty stadium crap that we had for most of last season. I mean, this is way better than nothing. But, to see a full stadium, it's lovely. Is
it wrong that I look up at the crowd in a game like that where it's, it's limited capacity? I'm thinking, oh, that space they have to themselves. God, being packed in like sardines usually when you're on the Cop or something like that. Are you guys going to be part of the rail seating trial, by the way? I know there's 5 Premier League clubs.
I don't know, mate. I know the Premier League fixtures come out tomorrow.
The fake leaked ones will come out tonight like they always do, though.
Yeah. I used to get more excited about that. I mean, in fact, I think on the United Stand, we used to do a video at 9:00 to react to it. And I'm like, no, I can't be asked tomorrow. I'm eating my porridge.
A lot to be said for porridge. I mean, it's slept on quite a bit, but,
I love it.
Yeah, but drop a jam.
Good tackle there, Kimmich. He's got to make that tackle as well on a yellow card. And he did.
It feels like one of these games where it might take a tackle or a spark to just get this one really going.
There is no clock when I have a guess, but if you want to sync up, we're on 8 minutes and 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 9 minutes. There you go. You sync away. If you could take one player from each team for your team, who would you take? That's always a good question. And I'll do the goldometer in a minute as well.
I'm going to have Mbappe, obviously from the French team, because he's kind of what we need at the minute. And from the German team, I'd probably take Kai Havertz, because I think he'll develop rather nicely. What about yourself?
It's difficult because there's 3 players that I would like, but to be honest with you, I am probably going to shock the world, because I think by not taking Kante, I'm not taking one of the best players in the world at the moment. But it's not always about that. It's about, the question is who you take for your team. To me, I would take Varane because we need a centre-back, and I would take Kimmich because I think he's one of the best CDMs in the world in the role that we need, in that ability of taking the ball off the back four and feeding the attack. Even though he's not playing in that role today, I think he's bloody brilliant at it. So I would take Varane and Kimmich, which is amazing when you think about the players that you got. And of course, we've already got Pogba, so I don't even need to worry about that. But, you know.
I know you think I don't ever watch any of your videos, Ram, but am I right in seeing that you had a link up the other day to a Neves bid from United, or interest in Ruben Neves?
We have been linked to him, yeah. I mean, it's not really a great source, but yeah. I mean, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he moved on. And again, I think, you know, Liverpool tend to do a lot of business from one club. So, you know, you might have moved out of Southampton into Wolves now because, you know, Jota, you might get yourself, you never know, you might go for him.
We've good links with the George Mendes Guest a Few agency. All right, we've certainly Fabinho, Diogo Jota have both come in via that route. So, and also Pep Linders was Ruben Neves coach for 7 years at underage level with Lisbon, I think it was, wasn't it? Ruben Neves, did he come through at Lisbon or Porto? Sorry, Porto.
I was actually very surprised today. I don't know what anyone else thought, but I was surprised with the Portuguese manager not putting Ruben Neves in the team, Moutinho or Renato Sanchez. Didn't bring on João Felix either. I mean, he's got a lot of choices to make, but I wasn't overboard with Danilo and Carvalho as the midfielder. I was surprised he doesn't play Ruben Neves. Sitting back a little bit against Hungary was a bit weird.
Sancho, or it's not Sancho, excuse me, Sanchez had a great season with Lille, and also it is interesting to see that he was not bringing on those players earlier as well, because they were pushing for the goal, but they got there in the end, I suppose.
Tom King says, why the anti-Scottish rhetoric on the United stand tonight, Mark? I'm absolutely stunned by this, Tom. I can't even remember saying anything Scottish at all. Is that, I suppose I was anti-Scottish because I didn't mention it. You'd have to give me more information, Tom. Goldometer, Mark. I would say at the moment, I would actually be 50-50. I don't think we've seen anything from either side to make me feel that there's a definitive way this game's going to go in relation to the first goal. I don't know about you, Craig.
I'd agree. I think they both still feel each other out and trying to settle into a rhythm. I think 50-50 is a good show. Referee's getting in the way a bit here, though, a few times.
This is the danger with a game like this, because both teams are very good, and when you've got teams of, you know, similar stature in a big game like this, you know, you're going to see a lot of, I think, cancelling each other out.
Which is always a disappointment, isn't it? I mean, it's usually the way with big games like finals and stuff as well. But yeah, you hope to just see the great players do great things on the big stage. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I mean, the first game we did together, the Netherlands-Ukraine game, ended up being a pretty good game in the end.
Well, you need an early goal in a game like this. That's what you need. You need an early goal to, you know, just settle things down. Because, and this is why, you know, everyone gets excited about these sort of games in the group stage, because you don't expect to see these sort of games in the group stage. And this is why the group stage tends to be better than the knockout stage, because in the knockout stage, you start to see these sort of games and these sort of teams who basically are very good teams and sort of cancel each other out. So, you know, these, whilst they're massive games, Germany and France, and we've got Germany and Portugal and France to come, they might not be high scoring games. But but on the other hand, they might get, you know, as you were saying, there might be a red card or something like that just, you know, a big moment in it.
I know we've been mocking the makeup of this tournament in that they brought in the round of 16 and stuff. Oh, here we go. Hang on, let's wait.
Oh, good.
Eyes off, flags up. Yeah, I know we were mocking about how, it's harder to get knocked out than it is to get through, but I also said to you I was going to be watching the Copa America the other night. And that tournament's even worse. There's 2 groups of 5 and the top 4 go through in each group.
What?
Yeah, 2 groups of 5 and the top 4 go through to the knockout stage of each group.
That's... What?
I know, it had me shocked.
I never knew that. I never knew that. So it's really just not much point, is there?
No, they might as well just make it knockout from the start, or just have 1 pre-knockout round or something. Obviously, it's for TV rights and stuff. But yeah, it did shock me. It did. I did think of our conversation actually when I seen the groups.
Oh, lovely play here. Kante. Oh, and he gets a second bite. Nice ball out wide. Pavard cross. Out for a corner there by number 4.
Ginter. It is mad how a lot of people just think of Kante as a defensive midfielder, but he's very good on the front foot as well.
Yeah, you know what? That's why I said I'd take Kimmich over Kante, because I think Kante would obviously be better than McTominay and Fred, and he could run that midfield. But I don't think Kante is the sort of player who takes the ball off the back 4 and spreads the ball about like a Fabinho or a Jorginho. He's not that type of a CDM. Like you say, he's a good player at driving with the ball himself. Oh no, Pogba. He looks to the sky. He smashes his fist on the ground. His mate crosses it onto his head, Griezmann. He's level with the 6-yard box. And really, Paul should score from there. And he knows I think it's his shoulder, yeah. Almost.
Just goes to show the prowess already, though, from a set piece. I mean, Pogba got free there, and his leap, you could see, was a good half a yard above anybody else. Here we go. Bit of space. I think we're starting to see some quality now, Mark. We're starting to see some more attacking flair.
Yes. Well, that's what we want to see. I do think an early goal would help, but I suppose with that Copa America thing that you were saying there, if it's 2 teams of 5 and the top 4 go through, you would hope that those teams who are going through are trying to finish in a good position for seeding in the quarterfinal. Because otherwise, what's the bloody point?
Oh, here we go. Oh, good save.
Good save. Is it Mbappe? Yeah.
Where would you rate Neuer of all the greats? Do you have him right up there at the top of the list? Because we've been blessed to see some good goalkeepers in our generation.
No, he's a good goalkeeper, Neuer. I think I just probably just don't really acknowledge him.
He reminds me of almost a wannabe Peter Schmeichel to some extent in the way he goes about a lot of his stuff, particularly how he spreads himself.
Yeah, he's definitely got that arrogance, hasn't he? The original sort of sweeper keeper as well, wasn't he? So
yeah, good show. He was.
He's the evolution of the goalkeeper, really, from Peter Schmeichel, who, was a fantastic goalkeeper, but probably not very good with the ball at his feet. And then you've got Neuer, who, is, and I suppose you had Casillas in between. This, the evolution of the goalkeeper, really.
And Pepe Reina as well. His distribution, his early days at Liverpool was unbelievable.
Yeah. Somebody just said there he's better than Peter Seskaya. Well, in the modern game, he's probably the example of an evolution. I don't think football actually in all positions is, I don't think Kevin De Bruyne is better than Zidane. So I don't think there's football evolution there. But I think in goalkeeping, you can see the evolution in the position that, 20 years ago, you had these fantastic goalkeepers who probably weren't great with their feet. And now you've as a fantastic goalkeeper, it's a prerequisite that you actually have to be good with the ball at your feet and quick off your line, which wasn't the thing 20 years ago. Yeah,
if you look at like a Schmeichel or Shilton or anybody of that ilk, like they were big physical specimens. Yeah, there he is in the sweeper keeper role right now.
Well, it's a lovely ball through to Mbappe, and you think no one's catching him, and there's Manuel Neuer just trotting out because he's read it.
I suppose the downside of that is what happened to Scotland the other day, though, isn't it? If your keeper is creeping around the edge of their area, I mean, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, I still haven't established what happened. I think why he was so high. I think he'd just taken the free kick, hadn't he? And that's why he was so far out.
Unbelievable finish, though, wasn't it? I mean, it had everything. Even the keeper wrapped up in the net at the end of it. It had everything you wanted.
I do like Toni Kroos's hair. I think I'm going to go for that.
More of a Zidane man myself.
Yeah. Well, he's the better player, to be fair. There's been a few good bold players. Pep. He's probably more of a manager. You're well represented anyway, because if anyone ever has a go at you, Craig, you can say, look, Pep Guardiola is one of the best players in the world, and he's bold. Managers in the world, and he's bold. And Zidane was one of the best players in the world, and he's bold. So sit down, you hairist.
Hairist. I'm going to use that one. I'm definitely robbing that line on you.
Mate, the way this world's going, give it 5 years, it'll be an offence.
Somebody called me Mr. Potato Head earlier on, and I had to correct their unwokeness. Oh, goal!
Oh, own goal! You called it, Craig. You called it. You said, what's Hummels doing playing international football? He's scoring OGs. That's what he's doing. And we've got the early goal. And this is the thing about France. Not only are they a very good team, they also get a bit of luck as well. And it was a delightful ball to Hernandez, though. Wouldn't surprise me if it was Paul Pogba who hit it. Comes back. Yeah. Watch this ball by Pogba. Oh, delightful.
Yeah, no, credit where it's due. That was filth. It was.
It was. That's what Pogba can do. That is what Paul Pogba can do.
What was he at, Hummels? What was he at?
I don't know.
Oh my days. Just curl your foot around the outside of the ball, mate. I know, hit his shin. Oh, maybe I'm being harsh, but still. I suppose you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle.
He's put himself into the equation there, hasn't he? He's put himself into panic mode. But the pass by Pogba was sublime. I was talking about this on the United Stand video tonight. I don't want to give a spoiler alert if anyone hasn't watched United Stand, the 7 o'clock show, although it was quite deep in. And I was saying, from a United point of view, it ain't good if Paul Pogba has a really good tournament, because we're out of control in the Pogba situation. He's got 1 year left on his deal. And whilst it's, I love it. He's a United player. What a ball. But it just alerts everybody that Paul Pogba's available, isn't it?
How have you got to that position again with him? No, the same scenario all over again, nearly.
We could lose Pogba twice in the space across 10 years for nothing. It's just madness. And yet he was our youth player. We spent £90 million to get him back, and we lose him twice for zero. It's just only United.
It'll be interesting to see now how the Germans get on. They're attacking here now with Serge Gnabry. What a transformation, by the way, for him in his career. Playing for Tony Pulis at one point.
I don't really care. I think it's... I didn't really care who... I don't really... Oh, it should have been 1-1. Was that Muller? Oh, you'd fancy Muller like to score that. But good cross.
He pops up in those areas, doesn't he? Always.
Yeah, I'd have thought he would have scored that, Good chance for Muller. He knows it. But here's the cross again. Yeah, Hummels has messed that up, hasn't he? It's a great finish. Look at this. No messing. Bang.
I don't know how he's in that German team. I don't. I really don't.
He shinned it.
Own goal. Yeah, any first goal scorers out there? You still have your bet on if you have a first goal scorer bet. That doesn't count.
Yeah, that's a bit fair play. But yeah, I mean, great pass by Pogba, but it does worry me a little bit that if he lights this tournament up, which is quite, I mean, it's like Mark Friedman says on that super chat, put Pogba in a France shirt and he gives you this. Well, he gets the freedom, doesn't he? He was talking about it in the interview himself today. I think he did it yesterday, but it came out today about the freedom he gets compared to Man United. He actually said at United, it's about defending. And with France, it's an obligation to get forward.
Which is very anti the United way, really. And when I think of United and I think of that team that was so successful, I think of swashbuckling,
be fuming
breaking
there.
Forward.
Gundogan refusing the ball to. He's giving the free kick as well.
Here we go. This is tasty. Tony Cruz licking his lips.
Well, he'd made a great run to go through 1-on-1, and Gundogan for some reason refused it. But they've got a great free kick opportunity here, and it is a foul by Kante. But no, I'm glad we've had the goal because, it just opens the game up a little bit more now. I think when it's 0-0, teams are a little bit, standoffish. You're 1-0 down, you can't beat. Best thing for a game is a goal. I've always said that. Early goal, get the game, get it up and running. Unless it's Man City against Burnley, in which case you may as well turn it off and go for a walk because it's over. But in a big game like this, and it will be Tony Cruz over it.
I tell you what, Lloris, I know he's given the wall the side, but he's given them a lot of room if he can get this up and down.
Lloris is always a goalkeeper I can see picking the ball out of the net. He's never been a goalkeeper that fills me with a lot of confidence. I've never seen the big obsession with Lloris, to be honest with you.
I don't get his position. As a former keeper, I don't. He's one step too far left for me here.
What was that run from 25? He just sort of sprinted towards the wall like, what are you doing, mate? Anyway, straight into the wall with the free kick. But yeah, Lloris has never been a goalkeeper. He's a good shot stopper, but always looks like he's got a mistake in him.
Oh, definitely. Oh, you're right. He has a mistake in him a lot, and in big moments as well. But as you said, he can be world class on his day. Just those days aren't often enough.
Rudiger's a centre-back I like as well. It's mad. I was asked about 6 months ago. I said, who would you take from Chelsea? And I mentioned Rudiger. I said, look, we're desperate for a centre-back, and I think he's tall, he's good on the ball, he's quick. You know, I'd like Rudiger. And I had Chelsea fans saying, nah, you can have him, he's shit. 6 months later, they're like, he's brilliant. So I like Rudiger.
I like him as well. You couldn't control it. I like he's a bit of a shithouse as well.
I think that French defence looks a bit vulnerable, you know. First 25 minutes, and Germany have breached it a few times. If they took the ball down a couple of times, they'd have been in.
Yeah, they're certainly finding a bit more space now.
Suki says, Pogba plays deeper for us because we have three-man midfield with Bruno, who gets 50 goals and assists, whereas France and Rabiot as the third midfielder.
You have a pop now from the opposite side, Mark.
Yeah, might have had a bit of a... Well, you know, Germany have played quite well. I mean, if I think Germany have probably had more of the ball in the final third than France have, but it's a little bit further out this time.
Yeah, it is mad though when you talk to professional footballers or anyone who's played at a high level that takes set pieces, they don't want it right around the edge of the 18. They want it around the 25-yard mark so they can get it up and down.
Mm. This is probably the sort of, I wouldn't say perfect, but it's certainly hittable. The target. That wall does not look 10 yards to me.
Lloris doesn't have a lot more
central. He doesn't have much
of
a run-up. He ain't going to score this.
That's awful.
Yeah. You could tell. You could just tell. That sort of a run-up from there. Nah, never.
No, you want to be putting laces through that and hope, like Rashford-esque, hoping to get some, or Ronaldo-esque, hoping to get some movement on the ball.
DJ Morley says, get closer on. Miroslav Klose. Oh, yeah, he was a good one.
He was a big tournament player, wasn't he?
He was, definitely. Sync time, 27 minutes and 20 seconds. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Imagine if I just did that for the whole show. Just like the talking clock. Some would say I'm not far off, bit of a talking cock, but, you know. Let's say Portugal snags first in the group. Who's second, says Matt?
France.
I'm not massively bothered. I was looking at this today. If England finish top of the group, they basically play second place. And England will finish top of the group, to be honest with you, because Scotland aren't very good. So England will have 6 points on Friday night. And I don't think Czech Republic will beat Croatia and England, so England will get top group.
Nice to see you bringing that anti-Scottish mentality across from the United stand onto that football, not letting the folks down.
Is that a corner? No, he's giving a goal kick. Kimmich can't believe it. Careful, you're on a yellow card. Pash, I like Kimmich. He's a proper firecracker player. Goldometer at the moment, I wouldn't be 50-50 anymore. I actually fancy Germany to get a goal. I'm going to say 60-40 Germany.
Oh, so is this what the goldometer is? It's next goal?
Yeah. I mean, it's about the next goal, but it's also about really what the way the sway of the game is going, isn't it? Because I think I think Germany are playing quite well. And at the end of the day, it's an own goal, isn't it? Although they had a couple of chances: Pogba with the header, Mbappe with the shot, and Pogba with the skill there, and that's a foul.
One criticism I've had of Paul Pogba, and there aren't too many because he's a very good footballer to say, sometimes I think he tries to show his physical strength too much and just keeps the ball that little bit longer than he should.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are you predicting for the Scotland game? What's your score prediction going to be for that one?
It'll be 2-0 to England.
I bet you Foden's out there now practicing that Gaza goal over and over and over again just in case he gets the opportunity.
Oh, yeah. History repeating itself.
That's a bit of an aimless ball, that one.
If you're watching, please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Douglas, I'll put it up on the chat so people can read it. He says, looks like Adrian Charles and Ross Kemp doing a watch-along.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I won't.
It's probably the nicest thing I've had said about me today. To be fair, I'll definitely take it.
Pogba wins it again in the midfield. Loses it. Rudiger goes back to Neuer. So 1-0, half an hour. It's been a quick half an hour, Craig, actually. It's been...
it really has, yeah. It's flown by.
Nice switching of the play by Kroos. I don't think Kimmich is going to... Oh, he is. He has kept it in.
Yeah, well played. Oh, I tell you what, if you got that through...
Well, this is what I mean about Germany. I think I do agree with certain people who say that people are sleeping on Germany because they have got, quite a few... I mean, Gundogan's had a great season at City. Havertz had a good end to the season. Rudiger is a Champions League winner. Obviously, Toni Kroos, we know his quality. Muller as well. Gnabry's a dangerous player. They've got a few. Neuer's obviously a world-class keeper. They've got some good players. Kimmich as well. So,
and as you were saying earlier on, the bench also very strong. No lack of quality or depth there.
I think the problem with Germany is probably the same problem that Spain have got, is that, who's your out-and-out number 9?
Yeah, it's a fair point. And certainly today they haven't set up with an out-and-out number 9, although we have seen with Havertz at Chelsea and during his time at Leverkusen as well, he's more than capable of popping up with a goal.
I've said it before, I genuinely think that in world football at the moment, there's a bit of a lack of world-class strikers. And you can see it definitely in international football. Lovely little flick by Griezmann into Pogba there, bringing out the skills.
Where are you on Griezmann, by the way? What do you think of him? I think he's gone downhill rapidly over the years.
Basically, I used to really like him, and now I can't stand the little prick because he basically was going to be our number 7, and he was knocking on the door saying, "Here I am," and then at the last minute, he went, "No, I'm going to stay at Atletico Madrid because they've got a transfer ban," and yeah. So I don't really like Griezmann. And also, he also did that video, didn't he? Remember when he did that video announcing that he wasn't going anywhere?
Yeah, he shot 2 finishes to that, and he only told the production company which one to air half an hour beforehand. I mean, imagine being a Letty fan seeing that nonsense.
Yeah. What was the other end? Was it Barcelona?
Yeah.
And then he went there the following year.
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere, folks. I'm not going anywhere. See you. Adios.
Yeah, he thought he was LeBron, says Raz. Yeah, he's got a very high opinion of himself, Griezmann. But he's been shit at Barcelona, to be fair.
I remember when he was coming through at Atleti himself and Gamero, I thought he looked the business. I really thought he looked brilliant.
It's interesting what would have happened if he'd gone to United, because at that point I was like, Griezmann, we've got to get Griezmann. He's going to be bloody fantastic. And, I wonder if he had come at that point, whether that would have been the right move for him, because Barcelona definitely wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona made some really suspect signings, haven't they, over the last few years? It's no wonder they're in the predicament they're in.
Well, they've wasted nearly 400 million on 3 flops, really, haven't they? Dembele, 135 million, Coutinho, 135 million, and then Griezmann, 100 million. So, yeah, 360 million. And none of them have worked. I mean, any club that spends that amount of money on those sort of players, you're going to be in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, you look what we did with that money, Alisson and Van Dijk, pretty much with that money for us. So yeah, it's I'm a huge Barcelona fan as well as a Liverpool fan. I mean, it's the only other club more football I care about, and it's been an absolute shit show there for a long time with regards to the way it's been run and the way it's been thrown around. This referee, by the way, I recognise him from a lot of Champions League games. He's a good referee.
Devil HD says that Griezmann has had a good season, Mark, smiley face. Oh, yeah. Not winning La Liga and getting embarrassed in the Champions League. Great season.
Seems like nobody wanted to win La Liga this year. Everybody had an opportunity at one point and they all bottled it except Atleti. Right. Oh, here we go.
Mbappe, you don't want him in that position, into the box. Oh, he's made the wrong choice. Rabiot's the pass. He's the closest pass and he's refused it.
You've got to get some air on that as well. You've got to just chip that out. You know the defender is going to be sliding there. You've got to get a little bit of elevation on that ball. I mean, how else is Hummels going to boot it into his own net?
I think Griezmann's another one of those players that, a little bit like Pogba, club form maybe not where you'd expect it to be. Not that they're bad. Pogba had a very good end to the season, but you put him in a French shirt and you see a different player.
Do you know who I give tremendous credit to for this season at United? I think Luke Shaw has been sensational. And I wonder, is it because of the lack of fans on his back inside the stadium? Genuinely, I wonder, was he suffered from a lack of confidence?
I don't know. I certainly think he won't have that when he comes back. He's done really good.
Oh, that's interesting from nowhere. We don't see very many long throwouts these days either, do we, from keepers? I love a long throwout.
Yeah. Well, Schmeichel was brilliant at that. I'll tell you what, this game would be interesting if it was a draw. Because I think they'll all beat Hungary, but what they do against each other is going to be interesting because that's the end of my comment, really. I'm going
to make a big claim here. I think that when Portugal play both of these sides, you're going to see a tremendous amount of trying to get somebody sent off.
You what?
You're going to see a lot of Portuguese players being very streetwise and trying to get a player sent off for the opposition when they play against these two teams.
Yeah. Well, Portugal with that win, it's Gnabry. Gundogan. He was stretching a bit, but he volleyed it wide, level with the penalty box. And that's probably going to show you the defensive side of Pogba there. He probably did enough to just put him off, but Gundogan got the shot on.
Should have done better.
What England players could get in the French team, says Gary Barlow. What if Barca sign Mbappe instead of Dembele, says Chachiania. Mark disregards Fred for the Brazil but rates Pogba, says James Lewis. Yeah, don't ever compare Pogba and Fred again. 3-1, I reckon, Mark to France. Want to be bet no stakes. Hummels is on toast, says Vignesh. Would any England teams players get in the French squad? Well, I wouldn't expect them to, really, because I think France are hot favourites and the world champions. So it's no disrespect to English players that they wouldn't get in. I mean, as much as I don't rate Lloris, Pickford ain't better than him. So
I'd put Kane in over Benzema, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so a lot of people would probably disagree with you, but I think Harry Kane's one of the best strikers in the world, so he deserves it.
Look, I don't mean to be disrespecting Benzema. Benzema is a fantastic player, but if I was to pick one England player to force his way in there, I do think it would probably be Harry Kane.
If you're adopting this French formation, I don't see an England player that gets in that midfield three of Rabiot Kante and Pogba because
he's trying to get Kimmich sent off here, isn't he?
Yeah. Hernandez here.
Oh well, to be fair.
Wow, I'm just wondering here. Kimmich might get himself in a bit of bother if they check it.
Yeah,
although you can't review yellow cards, can you? I mean, that would be a second yellow. It's not a red. I mean, it's reckless. I don't think it would be a red card though.
What is Kimmich trying to do though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
he's probably trying to kick the ball that he can't see.
Again, the ref seems to have handled it very well.
Yeah. Ricky's hairpiece says Hernandez is a little git. Yeah, nothing happens there. Oh God, we're 5 minutes away from half time. This is absolutely flown by this half. Do you think England even have a chance of making it past the round of 16 against France or Portugal? Yeah, I mean, look, I think England could hold their own against these two teams. Be very hard, but
France are capable of a stinker, though. They really are. They're capable of having days where it just doesn't click for them. So I wouldn't be, I'm all for a bit of banter about England and all, but I genuinely wouldn't be writing them off against anybody. They're up there with the higher end of the teams of this tournament, in my opinion. Good defender.
Back to Neuer. Varane is the one. Well, Varane's always been the one. It's just getting older, Varane. I mean, look, you'd love Varane at Liverpool, wouldn't you? He's one of the best centre-backs in the world. You'd play him with Van Dijk, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he certainly looks... Well, I'm happy with Canade coming in, to be honest. Good talent there. But I think Varane certainly looks like he's possible to get at Real Madrid this year, if anybody did want to go for him.
Yeah, he will move. I just don't think United will have the ability of getting hold of him, to be honest, as much as I would like to think we could. I don't see it at all.
Any update in the Sancho thing from your end?
No, close. That's all we've been hearing for over a year. Gnabry. Oh, he's lost it there. Hakimi to Ziyech. Hakimi to Chelsea, says Shurat. Well, hold on a minute, because we've got a bit of a break on here.
It's Chelsea or PSG. It's one of the two. Inter need to free up about £70 million.
He's a good player, Hakimi. He would definitely improve Chelsea in an area that I'm not sure they do need to. I mean, I'm a big fan of Reece James, I've got to say. I think England are well blessed with right backs, and I do like Reece James. But 10 million for Isaac from Real Sociedad, would you? Says Freddie L. Well, I don't think he's available for 10 million for a start.
I think his bio clause is 23. If my memory's right, and I'm happy to be proven wrong, 17 goals in the Liga for Sociedad this season. And obviously, I know you were confused as to why he was taken off the other night as well. I mean, I'll never understand that, why he was taken off. He looked one of Sweden's better players.
Your wife's used the burner account again. Look, she spent a £5.
Well, to be fair, it's not a Liverpool channel, Mundo Sporto. It's like this channel. Yeah, I mean, she's done well. She's even managed to get dollars up there, Mark. So, I mean, I'll be taking that out of her allowance for sure.
Mohammed, you have actually caught me, so I'll give you the shout out. Here's Pogba on the edge of the box, keeps it in. He's good in these situations, and he nearly did find Griezmann. Mario says that Pogba looks better for France than he does for United. Yeah, well, it's always been the case, really, to be honest with you.
We had a similar thing with Gini Wijnaldum as well. He was given a lot more license with the Dutch team than he was from Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, it does help. Like Ross Gunn says, it does help having Kante next year.
And that goes for any part of life whatsoever, to be honest. Yeah. Did you hear the story about Kante going to play FIFA after he was in a mosque and he met a guy at the mosque and he went back to the guy's gaff for a game of FIFA? Do you remember that story? That was just quality.
No.
Yeah, there's pictures of the two of them. He met the guy in the mosque, and they had a little chat, and he invited him back to his house for a game of FIFA, and he went and played FIFA with the guy.
Kante is the sort of bloke that if you're married to him and you've had a massive party on the night before and everything's a mess, your kitchen's a mess, there's beer cans everywhere, you'd wake up in the morning and you'd wake up to a spick and span house, fully aired, and the waft of a nice big glass of orange juice and a fully cooked breakfast. He's just that sort of a guy.
He is. He's like a lad. If you call him in bed with your missus, you'd make him a cup of tea.
I don't know about that. That smile might help him for a few seconds. I'd say I'll give you a 10-second head start, and I'd never catch him anyway because he's quite quick. But I might give him a 10-second head start off just because it's Kante. But yeah, there's lines. I'd say there's lines you don't cross, mate.
Yeah, fair. What's this? What was that? He was trying to get a grab of Pogba's tits or something, was he?
Yeah, Rudy. That's why I like Rudiger. He's good at the old shit. He's a bit like Ander Herrera, shithouser. Every player. It's always nice to have a player like that in your club who's just a bit of that. Chelsea got a few actually. Azpilicueta's like it as well.
Robbo's a massive shit house for us.
I always love Ander Herrera for walking off the Etihad, spitting on the badge, even though he denies it. It's like you've walked 20 yards and you just happen to spit on the one bit that's got the badge of Man City on it.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a shit house as well, whether it's a Suarez or Diego Costa or a Herrera. Every club's had one or two that your club absolutely idolises, but everybody else can't stand them.
Yeah. Well, it's a badge of honour, isn't it? If every other club hates you, to be hated by another club is an admission that you're doing something right. Because all the other clubs loved Fellaini. And I noticed that actually a lot of rival fans love Ollie, which is another worrying thing. I always think with rival clubs, I'm trying to think of like when Roy Hodgson was in charge of Liverpool, I really didn't want him to get the sack. I was like, oh, he's such a good manager. Every Arsenal manager, I'm the same.
When he came out and said a draw at Everton was a good result for where we are as a club, that was not coming back from that for Hodgson.
Yeah, you know that when you're onto something good because when you're onto something bad because rivals like them. Simple as that. So yeah, it's half time. It's 1-0 to France. Own goal from Hummels, probably on the balance of play. France just about in front, but Germany have not been far off. But as we were saying, these sort of games are going to be about these sort of fine margins. And we mentioned maybe a penalty or an own goal or a red card could be key. But France always seem to find these moments. They're not only a good team, but they all good teams have that element of luck with them as well. So interesting, definitely interesting how it's going. Do you think Germany need to change it, or do you think it's just keep doing what they're doing?
Well, as you pointed out during the game, that they've found little moments and little pockets of space. I just think it's about that final ball, and it will be interesting to see because the longer the game goes on, obviously the more they have to commit, which with the pace of Mbappe and stuff will leave that space in behind, and Pogba will be pinging balls, I'd imagine, diagonally over the top.
Yeah. Here we go. We'll put this on the screen, even though, it doesn't matter because it's not a United channel. Happy birthday, Mo Salah, highest African scorer in the Prem, most goals in a Premier League season, 2 golden boots, second most chances created since he joined the Prem. Happy birthday to Salah, says Ninja Man.
Classy gesture, mate. Thank you.
How old is he now?
29. Just turned 29.
See, these lads are getting on a little bit older now, aren't they? I think De Bruyne is around the same age as well.
It is though. What is 29 though these days? 29 is probably 27 from a few years back. You see the likes of James Milner, Cristiano Ronaldo, Chiellini just going on and playing. If you look after yourself, which these guys do these days, there's no Monday clubs. There's no Monday clubs in the Premier League anymore.
Well, this is it, isn't it? I mean, Rooney was done at 29. I think Michael Owen was pretty much done at 29. If you look after yourself, and I suppose this is the problem with Rashford. It's not about Monday clubs and enjoying the drink. I'm sure Rashford doesn't hardly drink at all, but he does overplay himself. And if he plays against Scotland on Friday, he's played 75 games in a calendar year. I mean, for a lad in his early 20s, you're going to pay for that later on in your career. And look, maybe hopefully Rashford will replicate Ronaldo and be playing, I still think Ronaldo is one of the best top 5 players in the world. I said that earlier at 36. I don't know that Marcus Rashford will be able to do what Ronaldo's doing, because I think the way Rashford's been overplayed is worrying. It really is.
Isn't Ronaldo and Rooney the same age?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
There's a bit of a difference.
Yeah. Well, I think we knew that at United in the early days, that there was coaches there that were telling Rooney to look at what Ronaldo was doing, and he didn't. But I think that was probably at a time when not many other players were doing it either. Ronaldo's just always been ridiculous. I think even 2 years ago they did some tests on him, and he had the body of a 25-year-old at like 34. So, it's scary how long Ronaldo might carry on, really.
He even went as far as to see the press conference where he got the 2 bottles of Coke and moved them along the table. Like, I mean, he did take Coca-Cola money when he was younger, but I mean, I still respect it because the world has moved, and I'm not somebody that's going to call people out for stuff they did 9-10 years ago, because everything evolves, and as people we evolve. But yeah, it was nice. He certainly looked after himself, hasn't he? I mean, what a specimen he is.
I bet he hasn't had a Coca-Cola or a chip or a crisp in the last decade.
Oh, the man hasn't tasted a slice of white bread since he was a teenager, probably.
No. It's funny, actually. I was talking about that I won't ask you the question because it took us about 10 minutes to go through it. But we were going through like who are the top 5 players in the world, and we got it down to 10. And then I was like, well, for me, Ronaldo is still top 5 in the world, because I think there is a drop off. But, for me, he's still definitely one of the top 5 players in the world. I think if you put him in a Liverpool shirt, he'd win the Golden Boot.
The thing that always makes me pay attention when I'm doing these things is how they've reinvented themselves. Like Ronaldo's reinvented himself to be a 9. Messi's reinvented himself to drop a little bit deeper. And that is the mark of absolute quality. And it's the same in any industry or any walk of life. And they've moved and changed with the times, and it's still putting up incredible numbers.
Get your questions in. Somebody just said that Coca-Cola have lost 4 billion since Ronaldo did that. I doubt that's true. Somebody actually said that he probably did them more publicity good than bad by, actually just, highlighting the fact that there was 2 bottles of Coke there. I doubt.
Tell you what, though, Messi's Pepsi invoice is going to get a lot bigger, isn't it?
Yeah. But you know what? I've got no interest in talking about what the rights and wrongs of drinking fizzy drinks. But the reality is, I mean, what footballer is drinking fizzy drinks anyway? I mean, how many spoonfuls of sugar are there in a?
I tell you what, I think there's a fair few of them on the old Diet Red Bulls.
Oh yeah. The caffeine. Rudiger's overrated, says Christian. Gimme Sports says Ronaldo gesture has caused 4 billion loss for Coca-Cola, says Charlie Chalk. Well, fizzy drinks will be the next sort of smoking, won't it? Fast food, they reckon, will be the next sort of alcohol and smoking that, will be taxed, and, health warnings, etc.
We have a sugar tax in Ireland on soft drink.
We may do over here, to be fair.
I have to say, like, I don't drink alcohol really, but I do enjoy a couple of cans of Diet Coke every day. I've got to be honest, I do. I drink a lot of water as well, but it's a weird conversation. Let's get it back to the football.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be on Twitch at 11 o'clock tonight, everybody, just sort of doing a bit of a Euro wrap, and it's a well-timed one tonight because we'll be talking about the Euros in general over the first, week. We speak in there, Flex. God, it's hurting me so much. It's just popped out of my mouth. We're speaking there, Craig, about that's totally wrong. That's not what I panicked.
I've done so well not to say anything through all of this.
But no, what I was going to say is the Euros. You mentioned that there's not been any dodgy referee decisions, VAR. That's been good. But now that we've seen everybody, and look, all right, we haven't fully seen France and Germany yet. Has it made you revise your thoughts on like favourites and standout players or anything like that? What's your thoughts?
I know it's kind of cheating a bit, like we spoke about the other day, but I still was massively impressed by how what's the phrase I'm looking for here? By Italy, but by how good they were and how precise they were, and they didn't waste any balls. So yeah, they've. I know it was a handy enough game for them, but I was really impressed with Italy.
Yeah. Well, they're get back tomorrow, aren't they, against Switzerland, which I think will be a good game, and Wales against Turkey will be a big game as well. And these second games will make it interesting. And we've got Lukaku's got 2 goals, Schick's got 2, Ronaldo's got 2. So the Golden Boot race is up and running, isn't it?
Yeah, my accumulator's on a good shout there as well. I was saying to you before, I have Kane to score 4, Lukaku to score 4, and Ronaldo to score 4. I got it at like 14-1, so it was a special offer thing, and yeah, just hopefully Harry Kane.
They got to score exactly 4, or is it 4 or more?
4 or more.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Yeah, he might be. Yeah, well, with Scotland, Harry Kane might get a couple there. To be fair, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Lukaku looks good though. He really looks like a man you can see is filled with confidence.
Yeah, well, he's the key man, isn't he, for Belgium? He's the key man, and there's a lot of the team's almost built around Lukaku now, which just shows you the progression of Lukaku, really. And with people like De Bruyne as well, De Bruyne is a dream to play with if you're number 9, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What happened there? Oh, Deschamps got hit by something. Oh, was it the?
Well, I'm going to answer this super chat that's on the screen for you. Craig, who do you think Florian Neuhaus in the middle of the park alongside Thiago and Fabinho? Huge talent. Borussia Mönchengladbach player, probably the most strongest link we have to a midfield signing. Obviously, nothing happened after the Euros. And look, Klopp has an extensive scouting network in Germany. And I won't lie, I haven't seen too much of Neuhaus, but those that have speak very highly of him. And we don't usually get these things wrong. So Bruno's a very good midfielder, mate. I won't lie to you. He's quality.
I was having a stretch and then I just saw it on the screen. What's the story with this parachuter then? Was that the thing that nearly hit Deschamps? Is he accidentally flown in? Because I just saw Rudiger helping him. I don't know what that parachute thing was all about, but a little bit worrying when you think about like all the terrorist stuff that goes on and everything like that. But
do you remember the fan man that came flying into a Mike Tyson fight? Yeah, Mike Tyson was fighting. I can't remember where it was, and some lunatic with one of those fan parachute things came flying in, and he landed. And this is a true story because I watched a documentary on it. He landed right on and beside the guys from the what are they called? The Tyson changed religion, didn't he? He became a Muslim, and there's a fact. I can't think of the name of them. Somebody in the chat might bail me out, but he landed right beside these Sheikh. What's his name? I'm making a mess of this, mate. Sorry, I probably should have thought ahead. But
he flew next to somebody anyway.
They landed right beside people that he was getting at hiding basically when he was brought outside. Nation of Islam. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Right
beside the guy that was the leader of that, Elijah Muhammad, I think maybe.
Well, nobody in the chat's really let us know what's happened there with the parachute, man. And I think in that situation, the best place to go is probably Twitter, and I'll see if we can find out what this parachute thing was all about.
Great to see Ericsson, by the way, smiling and getting back to full health, isn't it? I mean, he'll want to know what happened and what's up, but great to see him with a smile on his face.
Yeah, defo. No, I can't find anything about what this parachute thing was all about. Don't know whether it happened. Didn't happen during the game. We would have noticed it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think we would have missed that one.
Oh, he flew into the stadium and got caught on a camera stand, says Axel.
Good, what he deserved.
It could have hurt someone though. Something definitely flew in. It's Greenpeace apparently. Oh, they don't mess about, Greenpeace, do they? They go and put boats in front of massive boats and all sorts.
Yeah, and Extinction Rebellion are a bit. They aren't shy about coming forward either.
I saw a clip today that Gary Neville put out of some like BBC journalist who was walking along with a mask, and he absolutely got hounded by this group of, I don't know whether they're anti-vax or whatever, but they were absolutely going crazy at him. It's a weird old world we live in. I mean, everyone's got the right to an opinion, I suppose. That's what it's all about. But if you're going to do it peacefully, please. Would you take Martial at Liverpool?
No, but just because I don't think it's a good fit, not because I don't think that there's a player there.
I tell you what, I think he'd do well in the Firmino role for you. I do think he'd do quite well for you in that role. But yeah, I can. His stock has fallen a little bit over the last year. Definitely. Second half, then, what we thinking? We both went 2-1, didn't we? So yeah, I think I'd still stick with that. I certainly can see Germany scoring, but I can see France scoring as well. It's probably playing out the sort of way I thought it would. Really, that little bit of quality from France will be the difference, but it will be quite close. I certainly don't think Germany have done much wrong. In fact, if they'd been a little bit more clinical, they might have had a goal themselves. But then quality, the benches will be key. The benches will be key.
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking at here now. Looking at the German bench, obviously you've got Werner on there, Volland is on there as well. I mean, from an attacking perspective, Leroy Sané. It's strange how things have worked out for him. Actually, I was expecting a lot more from him when he moved. I always wanted him when he was at Schalke. I was so upset when he went to City.
He's probably the closest thing I've seen to Ryan Giggs on the pitch. Obviously not off the pitch, but on the pitch since Ryan Giggs actually, which actually wasn't that long ago. He's got that sort of body sway and left foot shot that. I like Sané. I would have took him at United because of those. He was Giggsy-esque and.
You've got Dan James, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, there's a world of difference between Leroy Sané and Dan James. Although that Rafa who came on for Portugal today, he ended up with 3 assists and he was absolutely crap. I mean, he got 3 assists and he was bloody crap. But, just shows you. Stats don't lie. There's
Liverpool's Kylian Mbappe just having a mouthful of water there before the second half gets underway. Might as well join him.
You never know. Apparently he's on the move.
It's what makes this summer really interesting for me, Mark, is that there is so much talent available, but yet a lot of the teams haven't got 2 bob to rub together.
Yeah. And they sort of sat on their hands last summer, apart from Chelsea. So I think there's a lot of clubs know that they've got to try and find a way of doing things. I still think the way to do it is the way that Romano said, which is, we were the first fan channel to get Romano on a fan channel. Everybody does it now. And fair play to Fabrizio for realising it's a good way to.
I don't. I can't afford them. I'll be honest.
I was going to say you do have to pay him, but why shouldn't he be paid? But I remember when he first came on that show, and he said it was about a month before the start of the transfer window last year, and he said, "I think swap deals are going to be the big thing because no one's got any money," and it didn't really happen. I think Arta for Pjanic happened between Juventus and Barcelona. But he's right. I mean, if you've got no money, the best way of doing things is using players. But it
does put a bit more power in the players' hands, though, in those scenarios with regards to the negotiations, because they're making it very clear. It doesn't happen as often as you think in football, but you are right. I think clubs will get a lot more creative. I think we're going to see a hectic end to this window, obviously with the end of the Euros and stuff and the Olympics and things happening. I think that the end of this window will be crazy.
Yeah, I can't believe the Olympics are going ahead, but some decent players play in the Olympics. I don't know whether they are this year.
Salah's down to go with the Egyptian team.
Was he?
Messi usually pops up at Argentina as well, although with Copa America and stuff, will he?
Mbappe down the left here. It's got loads of space to run into.
You do not want to be in a
1v1 with Mbappe. You don't want to be in a 1v1 with Mbappe, and you don't want it to be Hummels. That's like me against Mbappe. That is actually like me or Craig being defending against Mbappe, and he sort of skinned himself, Mbappe there. He overcomplicated it.
I'd just end up in the fetal position crying, Mark, if that was me. He was running at me.
Well, Hummels almost did, but Mbappe sort of messed it up himself. Really, all you needed to do, Kylian, was knock it past him and sort of jog past. You'll be fine.
Do you remember that Bale one? against Barcelona. We went, that was ridiculous. That was all kinds of ridiculous when he went around the outside of the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, we have kicked off 47 minutes and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. Who wins league this season? Well, it's too early to say, I would say, Craig. It's I like to do a season predictor, but I like to do it in possession of the facts. And it's like I was saying this on the United Stand today. People like going in on Ollie, and I said, look, if you're Ollie out, just park it. If you're Ollie in, just park it, because ultimately none of that matters till we start playing again. It's now all about what the board does, because if we go into next season with the same squad, then we're in trouble. But if they deliver some players, then there's not really an excuse. But yeah, predictions for next season. Obviously, I think Man City, Liverpool and Chelsea will be probably the three big contenders. But one of those teams could become major contenders if they, if Chelsea get Haaland and Hakimi, I think they're massively improved.
Same with City if they were to go out there and get Grealish and Kane, or even one of them. What I would say is it is too early to make predictions, and I fully agree with you on that. But I do think that the top four will annex themselves off a little bit. I think there'll be more of a gap this season than there was. I think Leicester will be just having to get used to Europa League. I don't think that they won't get the chance to fall away this season.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be third time lucky for Leicester at all. If United buy, then there's four teams, like you say, and yeah, Arsenal must be horrible to be an Arsenal fan, because you're not getting top four, I'm afraid.
I've no sympathy, mate. None.
I do have sympathy with Arsenal, because it's not, as a club that's managed by Pratt's, owned by Pratt's. I do sympathise with Arsenal, because how does a club that's between the mid-90s and the mid-noughties, one of the best teams in Europe, how does it degrade over the next 10, 15 years? And that's because of ownership, really. So I do, it's funny because I don't like Arsenal, but I do sympathise with football fans who have owners like that, I'm afraid.
I didn't like the treatment of Wenger from some of the fans. I mean, what they give now for fourth place every season.
Oh, yeah, you're spot on with that, yeah.
There was something actually that caught my eye about Arsenal the other day. Maybe somebody in the chat can fill me in on this. So apparently Arsenal fans are a bit upset about season ticket renewal prices because they're not in Europe this season. So apparently there's 21 games instead of 26. But again, if I'm wrong on this, happy to be corrected, but isn't season tickets usually just your 19 home league games?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the article was all about. I was a bit confused by it. Maybe there's a different thing at Arsenal, but the difference in prices of matchday tickets and London clubs and clubs up the north is crazy. It's almost double the price.
Yeah. Arsenal, I mean, you can understand why Arsenal want to get their owners out, because, and I'm not saying United aren't heading that way. We've got poor owners as well, but anyway, we digress.
Difficult though when you've got Daniel X sitting there with a check ready, wanting to come in.
That is frustrating when you've got an owner that's saying they're going to do all these good things, and then you've got an owner that's like, nah, thanks, I want to keep bleeding it dry. Yeah, Chelsea season tickets are expensive because it's not even a particularly big ground, is it?
Low 40s, I think.
Yeah, I'm surprised they never moved.
They were supposed to, but didn't Abramovich throw his toys out of the pram when he didn't get his citizenship, or he didn't get his visa to live in the UK? They cancelled the plans. They had approval and everything for that new stadium. It looked like a public library, to be honest, but it wasn't an attractive looking stadium.
Pogba there, driving from deep, winning the foul.
Oh, look, Lowe knows the camera's on him now. Better get up and do something here, lads. Make it look like I'm busy.
That's the new manager, isn't it?
Yeah, Hansi Flick down there now. If you see him passing pieces of paper down, this would be hilarious.
What's Lowe doing afterwards? Is he retiring completely, or?
I don't know, but
lovely ball.
Oh, here we go.
This should be it. Oh, he's hit the post.
Oh, he shit the bed there, hasn't he?
Rabiot.
You don't want him in that
position. He was going to cross it, and he's hit the outside of the post. It's a delightful ball. He was onside as well. Rudiger gets it. It's a lovely ball. The other side of Kylian Mbappe there, the quality to play a defence splitting pass. He gets Rabiot in. I mean, I don't know what Griezmann's moaning about. The pass is not. I love strikers who do that. They're like, why didn't you pass to me? And then you look back and they're in a ridiculous position that couldn't be passed to.
Yeah, two defenders in between them and the ball. I mean, he gave the keeper the eyes there, in fairness. He was just a width of a post away.
He probably did the only thing he could do. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We'll be back tomorrow with another 3 watch-alongs.
You know, I felt like we were a little bit robbed today with just 2. I felt odd, didn't I?
Well, you know what? It feels like the tournament's only just started, but I was saying to Drawty that Saturday's the last day of 3.
Wow.
There's no more 2 o'clock kickoffs after Saturday.
That's good for me, to be honest with you, because 2 o'clock for me is probably your 6 a.m.
Lovely ball by Cruz to get it out wide.
I had to say, I am loving it though, having the 5 o'clock game, the 8 o'clock game. Then you've usually got a Copa America game at 10 and then 1 a.m. So I'm loving life at the minute. Here we go, Germany pushing forward. I mean, I wonder who'll go to the bench first. And there's one criticism I do of Vergaffer, actually. He doesn't go to the bench early enough.
Who?
Kloppo. He doesn't go to the bench early enough at Liverpool at times. I wonder which one of these, if we'll see Werner coming on soon and who'll be sacrificed.
Mate, I don't know how early Klopp goes to the bench, but Ollie doesn't even know what a bench is. Like, I think when he sees, I think he just shouts, "Oh, he's got to score! Oh, he's missed it, Gnabry." We're right behind that. The cross comes in, that's a goal, and he's hit it over the bar.
Oh, as you said, perfect camera angle there for that one for us as viewers, but
he's hit it into the ground. Kimpembe all over the shop, and he's halfway housed it, a bit like Robertson did for Scotland yesterday. He should have put his foot through it, and he's tried to place it, and it's bounced up over the bar, just over the bar. But he should be scoring that, really. It's a tight game. This is what it's about. It's about fine margins. This is not... I never thought France were going to roll up and be the dominant force, but I think that, you know, they are in front at the moment, and it is going to be about fine margins. And this is the great thing about France. They just have this ability to find a way in these sort of games.
I get the feeling, though, if Germany were much like Holland the other night, Netherlands the other night, if Germany were to pull one back, I think France have a few gears they can go through. Well, I think they'll just up it again.
Well, yeah, France have got quality on the bench, haven't they? You know, Kingsley Coman, Dembele, Giroud for something, if they need to. Quality is definitely there.
Holding a line right in their 18. Here we go.
It's a good cross. Good header as well. And Lloris grabs hold of it. Germany's lost 9 straight when behind at half-time, says Jam.
I love when viewers give us stats like that. Thank you, mate. That's class. I do love these interesting stats. I mean, here's one for you. Liverpool, the only club ever to renew Adrian's contract. That says something.
No one's ever renewed it.
Nope, Liverpool, the first club to renew his contract.
Well, Cruz getting robbed by Benzema. This is the problem. We go. Into Mbappe. Neuer didn't fancy coming out for that one. He's got 2 on him, and he's messed it up. Neuer's got it. That's on the break for France, though. It's a good time to do the goldometer, actually. Next goal. I'm probably back to 50-50 again. I think that Germany are pushing, but it could easily come to France on the break, so I'm 50-50.
Yeah, we've seen 2 chances in the last 5 minutes. 1 good chance for either side.
Yeah. Here we go. Good block. Havertz. Oh, no, just can't get away. Good defending. They're pushing hard, Germany. Good, lovely little flick there by...
yeah, it was tasty, wasn't it? Oh, there's a ball.
Gnabry, Lloris just got a bit of it.
Yeah, I thought that had penalty written all over it there for a second.
Pushing, it's good. It's a good game. It's a good game. France on the break. Germany. I mean, you almost want Germany to score, actually, because if France score on the break, that's game over, I think. But then again, not necessarily. 2-0, we saw it the other day. Yeah.
Tell you what, Lloris gets lucky there.
Yeah.
He gets there ahead of him, but he just can't maneuver. If he maneuvers the ball past them or lifts it a bit there, that's a penalty all day long.
Yeah. Needed to just dink it. Somebody said you should do a joint watch along for Liverpool United like this. Well, I was talking about it today, actually, with somebody. We were saying how could we do it? But so you maybe watch this space.
It wasn't me he was talking with, I can tell you that anyway. I don't know, maybe he's talking to the guys at Redmen. It certainly wasn't me, yeah. Well, if you can't get the best, I suppose you go onto your second page like we spoke about the other night.
I like Redmen TV. I know there's probably a competitive element, which is fine, but
no competitive element. I've never had they both seem like very nice guys. Chris and Paul have never had any dealings with either of them. And I honestly, I'm not somebody that drives hate. I wish everybody well. I think there's enough of the pie for everybody.
Good pie usage. Oh, I thought they were going to break away there. They're playing a high line, Germany, which is football suicide with Hummels. Even when he was 23. Yeah. I think that is just like, lovely cross. He's come in.
I tell you, there's
and it's the German player as well.
I mean, he had to go for it.
Yeah, he did. And I think he's, I don't know whether he's all right, actually. I think he's, someone watching this back. Lovely cross. Guzans comes in on the back post, and I think he catches him. Might have knocked him out here. Looks like a knee to the back of the head. We don't want another one of these moments. Let's look at this.
Great cross.
Pavard. Tell you what, he will be hurt by that.
I mean, the hip bone there, Mark, it looks like that'll hurt.
Yeah, right into the side of his head. Might be a concussion there. What were we talking about before that?
Pies.
Yeah.
You were just saying how much better I was than Redmen. That was all.
Yes, Varane should be United's priority, which is why we won't get him.
Would you be happy, though, with the age caliber of Varane right now? Like, would you be happy signing, what is he, 27, 28?
28, perfect, yeah. Like you were saying before, what's 28 now? It's 26, really, isn't it? So...
I genuinely think, by the way, of the two Leipzig centre-backs, Upamecano and Canada, I think Liverpool got the better of the two. I'm not just saying that because Upamecano went to Bayern. I genuinely do.
Right, it's funny because we've been looking at centre-backs for a while, and I've been talking about this for the last 2 years. I've always liked Canate, to be honest. So, and I've always said I don't think there's much between the two. Upamecano seems to be the player that gets more hype, but I think Canate's had a few more injury issues. Probably that's it. But yeah.
Good to see Pavard up.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to play on by the looks of it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just going back to what we talked about. Hummels against Mbappe is that is just worrying me a little bit. It really is a mismatch, and it would have been a mismatch when Hummels was in his mid-20s, let alone 32. It's really like asking Ronald McDonald to look after your cow. It's an accident waiting to happen.
Probably would have been a mismatch, as you were saying, when he was in that age and Mbappe was 12 or whatever he was. It still probably would have been a mismatch.
But the scary thing is he's actually on that side of the pitch. He's literally up against Mbappe. Having said that, I don't know what other options Germany have got, because I know they've got that Sule on the pitch, and he got absolutely annihilated when Mbappe and Neymar played against him in the Champions League when it was PSG against Bayern. So he might be the best of a bad options, really. But
I think we've got another 2 goals in this game. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think we've got 2 here in the last half hour.
First time.
I might get one right eventually. I mean, even a broken down clock's right twice today.
Ashley Taylor says that he shouldn't even be playing on. He was definitely KO'd there.
It's all right. He's got a bit of tissue up the nose. That solves everything.
I remember when Sule was linked to Manchester United. God, no. No.
He is one big unit of a fellow, though.
He's like a heavyweight boxer. He's massive. Header away from the corner. Yeah, Klosterman's an option, isn't he? But I suppose you're just going with experience, aren't you? You know, all managers have these little intricacies. Is there any player that gets picked for Liverpool that annoys Liverpool fans? suppose when you've won the Champions League and the title, it's probably
not really. No,
rare.
I mean, I would be annoyed by Shaqiri personally, but there's a lot of Liverpool fans that he doesn't get picked that often though, so it's not an issue. That have some real love for Shaqiri, and I don't get it.
Shaqiri.
Actually,
What do you think about Origi?
On that, it took. Look, he's not good enough, nowhere near good enough, but I won't begrudge him those amazing moments he gave us. Actually, a lot of Liverpool fans were sleeping on Henderson for too long, for my liking, and not appreciating what he actually did.
I can sort of understand that, though, because Henderson's one of those players that got a lot of stick by rival fans, and it was like, I can't believe Jordan Henderson's going to lift the Premier League title. And then I think that season, I think when he played in the World Cup, actually, for England, was when I sort of went, you know what, he's not bad. He's not a bad player. Give him some respect.
I won't drop names, but let's just say a rival channel of your own. I had to do some filming with a couple of years ago, and somebody said that he'd be the worst Premier League captain to ever lift a trophy, which I thought was below the belt. But that doesn't surprise me with who said it, to be honest. But we digress. We move on. Kimmich with the corner here.
I know who it is. It was a lovely cross to go for the corner. And... Wash and Go says, what? Wash and Go? I can't see it. Why is it not going? Hello, Mark. Loving is that genuinely Wash and Go for the bloody laugh? Hello, Mark. Loving your hair tonight, mate. Just a reminder that your old mates at Wash and Go are always rooting for you. I don't know whether they're taking the piss. They might be having a go at you, Craig.
I was just going to say, they certainly ain't talking to me.
Oh, you definitely washed it, and it definitely went. But either someone's having a bit of banter with us, or if
turtle wax pop up in the chat, I'm all right. You know what I mean? If turtle wax come in, maybe I'm the guy.
Yeah, turtle wax is coming in next. But what? Wash and Go, loving your hair tonight. Just a reminder that your old mates at Wash and Go are always rooting for you. Well, we have done stuff in the past with Wash and Go.
He sniffs a pound no, folks. He sniffs a pound no.
And it is a super chat, and I do have good hair, but you never know. You just don't know whether it's real. Personally, I think it might be something to do with having you sure it's not one of your mates, Craig, taking the piss?
Oh, here we go again. It's more, what was the phrase you used earlier on?
Hairist.
Yeah, it's the hairist again. Definitely. I'm marching on this one. I'm going to cancel all of you. You're all cancelled.
Well, maybe if you try some Wash and Go, they could rename it to Wash and Come Back.
Well, I had teddy bear hair to be... do you know what? I could show you a picture of me, mate. You wouldn't believe it was me. Full on Paul McCartney looking head of hair on me.
I don't know whether to say what somebody just said.
Mate, you can't offend me. You say whatever you want. I'm Irish, we can't be offended.
Mr. Sheenhead.
I keep umpteen things clean, mate.
Yep. Well, yeah, Wash and Go. There you go. I actually remember doing when we did the Football League, and they had this washy thing that was basically a big bottle of Wash and Go as a mascot, which is all good fun and games when the game starts. But when you're halfway through a game and Washy's coming around saying, how's the game going? And as you can imagine, as the coach, you know, you're losing 2-0, you know. Let's just say Wash and Go it did.
I meant to ask you something the other night. You said you lived in Ireland during your teens. Did you ever play hurling?
No, bloody God, no. Not with my shins.
I wasn't brave enough either. I won't lie to you.
That's that stick flying around. I can't think of anything worse than getting hit in the hand or the shins by one of them sticks. Mbappe.
Here's Mbappe.
He's hold on. Oh, what a goal! Oh, what a goal!
Dirty boy.
A goal. He's offside. Oh, that's a travesty.
He's ruined it.
That is a travesty. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Well. Griezmann.
Well, Griezmann's not having to do a play, so it's tight, this one.
Yeah.
What a finish, though.
World-class finish by Mbappe. And it is offside. They've played on. That's a real shame, that is. That's the sort of goal that you want in a tournament like that.
Especially
again, it's one of them ways we're right behind it. We're right behind it. He curled it in the bottom corner.
I think they were quick with the decision, weren't they? I mean, there was no hanging around.
Well, this is the thing nowadays. They play on, don't they? Which I totally understand. You know, people always moan, why do they play on so much? Well, they play on so much for that reason, because if the linesman gets that wrong and he's off. He's actually calls him offside. But well, it was brilliant.
They're starting to see the spaces now. That's a couple of times we've seen Mbappe getting in down that left side in the second half.
I love United fans. Somebody in the chat here, Chris, just said Rashford style goal. That.
Mm-hmm.
Kylian Mbappe scoring Rashford type goals. I mean, look, I love Rashford, but I'd say that's more an Mbappe type goal than a Rashford type goal because it's Mbappe.
Touch of the Thierry Henry's about that for me, if anything.
Yeah.
I've seen somebody, like Sky Sports that shown hurling actually in GAA, and I'd seen one of the comments. It was the most beautiful comment I've seen around the sport. Said somebody described hurling as a mixture of Quidditch and murder.
Craig, wash and go. They're saying this really is wash and go, lads, and we could rebrand as wash and grow for Craig.
Oh, here we go. Double pound note here, Mark. Double pound note. We're both in. Here we go. I could be the before. Mark could be the after.
Wash and grow.
There you go.
That's better than wash and come back. Wash and grow. Banter.
I love it. I love when brands like that aren't afraid to come in and have a bit of banter.
You'd be a good team up for wash and go anyway, because people would be like, "Oh,
have you seen my Manscaped video? It's a thing of beauty."
It's like, well, let's not move on to anybody else. We're on wash and go here at the moment, but we're trying to get a brand deal.
Correct. Sorry, Mark, you're right.
This is what you've got to learn. So wash and grow. It'd be a bit like putting tomato ketchup on your roast dinner. People go, it's weird, but it might work. So Craig doing shampoo, might play with people's head. It's like putting lemonade in your.
I found an angle for me here, Mark. I found an angle. I could teach Joe Hart how to be a goalkeeper in the same ad.
Yeah,
he did a bit of wash and go work as well. Oh, here we go. Here's a man that definitely uses wash and go. About to come on now.
Leroy Sané. Yeah, I like Leroy Sané. Right, let's have a look. What else we've got going on here? Really appreciate doing this. Love both channels. That's Football and Mundo Sporto, says Dino. And VAR has been very efficient, says Jack Rankin. So far this tournament, no hesitations and bullshit offside lines. I've got to say, Jack, I think you're absolutely spot on. We were talking about that. Hello, Craig. Loving your boldness tonight, mate, says Ryan. Just a reminder that your old mates at Bold and Go are always rooting for you. Your boldness.
No pound notes there. Don't care. Move
on. But we're thinking about getting Craig to do one of these on his own. Actually, sort of, he's had his. It's a bit like driving lessons, isn't it? He's had a couple with me, and now we're sort of thinking let's have him a crack on his own. But it is.
Well, I don't know if your viewers are ready. I don't know if they're ready for the high energy, Craig.
Timo. It's Timo time. But no, yeah, I agree with that comment before, Craig, that they've been fantastic, the VAR and offsides.
Very consistent as well, which is all we can ask for. Whatever way they're going to officiate the tournament, consistency is key.
It craps all over the Premier League.
Well, to be fair, I mean, we're not really holding a high standard there of officiating. Although I will give Anthony Taylor his credit for the way he handled that situation. Obviously with Eriksen, he was magnificent.
Yeah, but you know what? It's probably not the time to say what I was going to say.
Here we go.
No, I've got to say it now, to be fair. What I was going to say is the way Anthony Taylor dealt with the Eriksen thing was absolutely superb, because you're talking about life and death then. It was brilliant. But I still don't rate him as a referee in relation to...
I know somebody who is a referee, and a referee at a decent level, and he's trained with Anthony Taylor, and he genuinely just says he's never seen a fitter fella. Like he really looks after himself.
The thing about Anthony Taylor is that he was... and look, I reiterate, what he did on Saturday was fantastic. And, he may well have played a part in... I would argue that the people who actually resuscitated him played the biggest part, but he was very, very swift in ending the game and getting it on in relation to that. But he's the one... Of all the watch-alongs I've done, Craig, I've never quit a watch-along. And even when United were losing 6-1 to Spurs and he was the ref, I've never quit a watch-along. The FA Cup final between Arsenal and Chelsea, after 70 minutes, I just switched it off. I said, I cannot watch this game anymore with Anthony Taylor refereeing it. I thought it was one of the worst refereeing performances I've ever seen.
Emre Can is the German. I'm very intrigued by this one. So Chan, Werner, and
Triple
Leroy Sané.
substitution.
Interesting. Oh, do we have an injury? Is that why? Or is he going to come back on? Here's a funny story for you. You know that when you're playing football, they come on, they've got their little magic box of sponges and all this stuff. I remember when I was playing with my club and we went away for a tournament over in Wales and the managers were on one for the entire tournament. The lads came over, opened up the medical box, and I shit you not, mate, there were 6 cans of Heineken and a naggin of vodka in it. Near a drop of water anywhere, a plaster, nothing. It was a bit of an embarrassing situation, to say the least.
Typical.
Here we go. Right, let's. How many offsides is Werner going to have in his 17 minutes plus additional time? I like this from Bernadette. You two should be nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for bringing LFC and Man United fans together. You should have your own show on Sky Sports. We're too good for Sky Sports, to be honest. We could replace Keys and Gray over in beIN Sport. I mean, I wouldn't mind Doha, tax-free, I believe, Mark. I'll get his attention now when he hears the tax-free part.
What are you on about?
Us, we could go and replace Keys and Gray on beIN Sport, live in Doha, do a proper job, bring football punditry into the 21st century.
Well, you're so right there. I mean, football has moved on so much. I mean, I think about, this space that we work in, and whilst some of them I think are an absolute load of shite, I think some of the content that people are being served up as fan content now belongs in a Nuts magazine, which was shut down 10 years ago. But I mean,
I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about trying to not rebrand fan content, but show it in a better light, because there are some great content creators out there doing some really good stuff. And then there is the other few merchants, as I like to call them. I'm not naming names, but I do think that there are a lot of very good fan channels out there that can be shown in a better light. And lads like yourself, obviously, leading the way. And actually, talking about Wash and Go made me think of, didn't True Geordie do a erectile dysfunction ad at one point? I'm almost certain that he did for a pharmacy chain, which is a fair topic. I have no problem doing one either. Like, I mean, it's certainly something to be talking about.
It's something I've ever struggled with. But if you do, there's help for you.
Absolutely. Did you ever see, what's that Newman? Those ads, the boom, 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 boom. Those Newman hair loss ads on Newman. Obviously, I'm watching them more closely than you are, Mark. But don't despair. Don't despair.
I suppose your ears open up to things that you need, isn't it? If I hear lovely switch of the play there to Kimmich. Again, this second half has gone really quick, and Germany could end up winning this on an OG, which is slightly unjust, but that's football. Subscribe.
Absolutely. And just a little shout out to me. I'll be live at 10 o'clock on Anfield Agenda for any Liverpool fans in the show, 10:15, any Liverpool fans in the chat. I know a few followed me across. Very kind of you. Thank you. Appreciate the support, by the way.
Yeah, thanks to those 10 out of 12,464. But always welcome.
A lot of them were sending super chats, Mark. Do you know what I mean? Coming over, showing the love.
So that's what it's all about for you, isn't it?
I have a big family, to be fair.
What the? I'm sorry about that. I didn't even see that was on there. A little bit inappropriate by AJ. Sorry, let me just move that off. I mean, it's not. He's sort of having a pop at the Premier League, really, but that could have been a very serious incident, of course. 15 minutes to go. I don't think France have made any changes. I didn't notice any.
Nope. I don't think so either.
No, he hasn't.
I'm absolutely raging that Mbappe one was. I had France to win with 1.5 goals and I had Mbappe to score as well. I was raging that wasn't given.
Well, I don't know whether you saw Ronaldo's goal, the second one, third goal for Portugal. I was convinced it was going to be offside. I was so disappointed because, what a lovely goal. And then I saw it back as, he's offside. And, I didn't really, they only shown it once.
It was a great goal, to be fair. It really was. Here we go. Pogba with the space.
Ryan says, I'm here because of Craig. Well done.
9 more to go.
How much is he paying you? Look at the pace of Mbappe there. I told you this was going to happen. What a tackle by
penalty.
Giving it.
No, he said he got the ball. Oh, hello. This
I tell you what, that's the thing we've been talking about for 20 minutes. That was always going to happen. He absolutely, that's one of them sprints where Hummels could have started running from the halfway line and Mbappe could have started from the other end and he still would have beat him to the other end.
You could see how clever Mbappe was going across the front of him as well, making us run across the front of the
That was
defender.
like me sprinting against my gran. Rest in peace.
Referee still convinced he got the ball. He's still gesturing it there. So it doesn't look like we'll be coming back for a penalty.
Well, VAR's not telling him to either, is it? Clearly.
In which case, it's another missed opportunity for Mbappe. Again, referee still saying there he got the ball and he's gestured to his ear as well.
Well, it's interesting because a few people in the chat, like Rich says, that's why they pick Hummels. But whilst it's a great tackle, I'd say that he's in that position because he's donkey slow. So I don't call that brilliant defending. I think he's a bloody accident waiting to happen, to be honest with you.
Mbappe, you can see him there trying to hold the line. He has got all kinds of space in behind here, and he will have even more as the clock ticks along. That's awful.
Here we go. Good control by Kimmich. Germany just not been creative enough. Hummels loses it. Again, he's another prat in pink boots, isn't he? Why would you wear pink boots when you finish like him? And here he is again, Mbappe. You feel that France look like they're going to get it. I'd say the goldometer is swaying towards France now. I'd say I'm probably 70%. I think France are going to, look at this skill. Lovely cross. Pogba will keep it in. Yes, he will.
Someone needs to give him an option here.
Oh, he skins him. Skins Kroos, but he's still got the boys just messing around with it. And,
see, that's what annoys me about Pogba. That summed it all up.
Play the simple pass. Don't lose the ball. But he'll get it back now because it's a silly pass by Werner.
I think he made the wrong choice for his own career, to be honest, Timo Werner. I think if he had the option to go to Liverpool, obviously Chelsea paid him more money, but he did get the ball. The referee's right. Seen a replay there. Dead air kills me, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm just going to keep rambling, talking. A silence makes me very nervous.
But remember my previous job, Craig? Cheese factory.
I know.
No, it's an interviewing technique, that is. Silence. Some people don't like silence.
I can't stand it. It makes me very, very nervous. I think I have a background in pirate radio as well, so... I said to you the other day, I wouldn't like to play poker with you. I can't get a read on you at all. Very difficult man to get a read on.
Good.
Until Wash and Go came in.
You are?
Until Wash and Go came in, then it was all, hello.
I was surprised by that. Somebody said there it looked like it was a penalty on that Hummels thing, but I don't know. But we've not seen it back, have we?
They showed one replay, and to me, it looked like he did get the ball. There was a bit of connection with the player, but more so, I think, with the ball. Plus, you can't make a tackle without touching the player to some extent, can you?
Well, they're trying to make football like that, aren't they? But no, I'm certainly I'm pro tackling. So if you get the ball,
Griezmann has been very ineffective in this game.
He has. I don't think France have been that good, but you know what? Has France's performance today been any better than England's against Croatia? And, I was quite critical of that. And what you've got to remember is that you grow into a tournament, don't you? Not many teams are going to turn up in the first game and be elite.
Yeah, as you said, these guys don't get as much time together as we do with club football. So it is about peaking at the right time. And countries like Germany and France, they are masters at doing that.
Well, we've got about 8 minutes left here. And I don't know whether Germany is starting to sort of run out of speed.
Substitutions have done nothing for them so far, have they?
No. No, they haven't. Well, they put themselves under... The interesting thing with Germany is they'll put themselves under a little bit of pressure against Portugal on Saturday if they lose this game.
Again, we spoke about goal difference and how important that could be. That third goal Ronaldo scored could be a big thing.
Yeah. And not only that, they'll have to have a go at Portugal, whereas Portugal will probably be a little bit more standoffish. Here's a chance to put a cross in. Very, very wild, that cross.
Yeah, it was. There's no direction.
They're still there to be caught on the break, though, Germany, which...
I don't like that French shirt one bit. It's very dull.
I don't like either of their shirts, actually. No, I don't. So, Hummels brings it forward. Lovely switch of the play to Sane. It took a long time to get out to him, though.
Where's the goaldometer at now?
I still think 70% France on the break, yeah. I don't think France are going to concede. You?
I would agree. I've seen nothing to suggest that, unless it's a worldie, that Germany are going to be able to open them up.
Yeah, France are sitting in now, aren't they? Just hitting on the break. It's a nice situation to be in. Lovely ball by Griezmann. He just plays him in. Pogba. He's onside this time. Square it to Benzema. Goal. 2-0. Told you.
Was he
70%.
off? Was he off though?
No.
On the initial ball, it doesn't look like there's a flag.
No.
Well done, Kylian.
There it is. 2-0. I said it. They're going to catch him on the break. And it's Benzema. Pogba again. Lovely ball by Pogba.
The goaldometer's money in the bank there, Mark.
Yeah.
See there. Oh no, hang on. I think is it Chan that's playing them on? Somebody was playing them on.
They're very, very quick. Like I say, in the Premier League, they'll be looking at this for about the next 5 minutes. The Ronaldo one, they were so quick on it.
Benzema hit that into the ground as well. Yeah,
into the ground. Oh, it might be off.
There was one defender.
He did look. I think he did look a bit.
It's offside. Yeah. They're giving this as offside.
Yeah, he did look a little bit off, didn't he?
This referee's adamant I'm not winning me bet. He's adamant.
Well, it's funny because I actually thought that was going to happen with Ronaldo's second goal today, but so Mbappe's, but he's had a goal and an assist. You can't believe it, the French lad, and they're making another 2 subs here. Oh no, Chan never came on.
Yeah, I was talking about was it Chan keeping him on? He was never actually on the pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless he's got a twin brother. Oh, I'll tell you what. They do. A lot of these teams, they do look a bit rusty. I think you're probably onto something. They don't play together as much as the Premier teams, do they? It's like almost like they're going to need a couple of games to get going.
Again, from a substitution point of view, 86 minutes now? I mean, what is he at? What does he think the Emre Can's going to do here in 4 minutes?
Here's Kimmich. Got to get men into the box here, Germany. Cuts it back. Intelligent. Muller wants a handball. He's giving it. Chance
number 3 here now for Kroos.
Hard hit for a right footer, but he might have a go.
Thank you, AJ, by the way. Volland coming on here as well. Ginter off. Emre Can on. And here comes Volland. Who's he replacing?
Just to let everybody know, I know Craig's plugged his show. I'm going to plug mine. 11 o'clock tonight, I am live on Twitch at 11 o'clock with the Euro wrap. So basically an hour talking about everything to do with the Euros, especially after the first round of games. We can assess every team and standout players, etc. It'll be on Twitch at 11 o'clock. I've dropped the link in the video description if you want to give me a follow. Sane takes the free kick. Awful, says Craig. Awful.
Shocking.
Miles over.
Oh, there's the offside.
Miles offside as well. Both of them. Of course, only one of them would be. France making a substitution as well. Is that Tolisso?
Benzema coming off.
Dropping a midfielder in. Yeah. Tolisso.
What do we reckon? How much injury time do you think we're going to see? Standard 4, probably.
4, yeah. Well, if you're French, you're very happy with this win. It's a bit like England against Croatia. You know, did we massively deserve to win? I'd say on the balance of play we did, but
particularly in this group, getting points on the board is important.
Yeah.
Corner here to Germany.
Well, from an English point of view, I wouldn't mind France winning the group and Germany coming second, because then England would play Germany. I'd rather play Germany than France or Portugal, because Portugal are England's bogey side. And France are obviously very good.
Be an interesting game, that England, Germany.
Yeah. Well, it's the England Germany is always the big one. It's the biggest game in international football for England fans.
It's awful from Griezmann again.
Yeah, he just needed to relieve the pressure there. Man of the match. It's not been a game where I've really noticed a man of the match. I mean, I'm sure there is, but there's no player that's really stood out massively for me. Yeah, Pogba could be a contender, I suppose.
He's certainly been influential in the chances that France have created, Paul Pogba.
Yeah, but then at other times he's given the ball away, hasn't he? So I'd imagine Pogba will win it. If Lindelof won it last night, then
Rabiot down here. Oh, Muller's just offering him a helping hand up. Very nice of him. It's not like the clock's against them.
You know what? I agree with Taylor. I actually think Mbappe has had a good game. He's had a goal which was offside, and he would have had an assist as well. He's played some good passes. I think Mbappe's had a good game. Rabiot's gone down again here.
He's taking the piss a bit here, isn't he?
that German fan's not happy.
Wouldn't surprise me at all here now if we come over and we see what's his name, the Chelsea fullback, to come over here and just drag him off the pitch. Just literally pick him up and drag him. Rudiger to just drag him off. 6 minutes, Mark.
6 minutes. 6 minute abs. Osman Dembele.
Obviously, I only do the 30-second version of those.
6 minutes added on. It's time. It's time for the Germans.
I've been trying my best not to say that all night. I've been holding that in. All right. Mark mentioned it once, but I think we got away with it. Don't mention the war. I think it's probably the 6 will probably only start now, so I'd say we'll see 7 minutes of additional time in total because of that stoppage.
I must admit, I'm looking forward to Portugal, Germany. I think it will be. I think France will make light work of Hungary. To be fair,
They should do, yeah. I mean, they certainly will have far more firepower to unpick a hungry team that might sit back than maybe Portugal did in the early stages tonight. Obviously, they finished it off well.
I can see Germany, Portugal being a low-scoring draw, actually.
It would be intriguing, though. I mean, we've all kind of, I think, assumed that the three teams will get out of this group one way or the other because of the best third-place team. So it would be intriguing if one of them missed out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I think they're going to have to all put a few goals past them. After the first round of games, what are your predictions now? Well, I'll be talking about that at 11, David. Personally, I think Portugal might be a little killer. Okay, whatever that means. That probably means they're a good team. Muller, cleared by Varane.
I mean, fair play to the Czech Republic as well, to go up to Hampden and to get the 2-0 win. Again, like a very loud and proud Scottish crowd there waiting 23 years.
And they deserved it as well. The funny thing is, I think that they played each other in the Nation Leagues twice, and Scotland have beaten them twice in the last sort of 18 months. But it's all about what happens in the tournaments. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, by the way. Please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. We're closing in on 429. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Thanks, everyone who has tuned in. And tomorrow, it's... there's 3 games tomorrow. The 2:00 game, I can't remember what it is. Is it Finland against someone? Finland, Russia, probably. Yeah, it would be Finland, Russia, wouldn't it? Because, yeah, Belgium, Denmark must be playing the next day. And it's the Wales game tomorrow against Turkey, which is a big game for Wales. They got that draw against Switzerland. If they can avoid defeat against Turkey or even get a result, that would put them through. I think 4 points definitely puts you through. So big opportunity for Wales. Surely Turkey can't be as bad as they were against Italy. And then tomorrow night, Italy, Switzerland as well. So we'll have watch-alongs for all of them on you tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Been a pleasure having you on, Craig, as well.
Thank you, mate. And look, it's been lovely to interact with your audience and yourself. And thank you to everybody for showing me the love. I know as the scouts are coming on here, it'd be very easy to stick the low blows in, but I appreciate your kindness. And it is great. I really enjoy this crossover stuff. It's good fun.
Well, shall we have you on again?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be good fun. I enjoyed Rory on the other day as well. Always like to see Rory.
Yeah, trying to get a few people on. Just give him the opportunity. As I said, Thogden still hasn't replied, even though we've called him out 3 times now. But
supposed to come on my channel 3 times as well, to be fair.
You are?
He's a hard man to pin down. He's supposed to be on my channel 2 or 3 times as well.
Yeah. No comments.
I do love Thog Dad. I really do. What a man. Yeah. Running out of time here, Mark.
Don't commercialise yourself. That's all I would say. Don't close yourself off.
I'm just living the dream for me, mate. I mean, I never thought at any point that I could potentially make a living from talking about football. It's amazing. Just living the dream. It really is. Closest thing to being out there on the pitch that I can do at my age.
Germany still no shot on target. Well, actually, yeah, you're probably right. They've had chances, but nothing on target.
I suppose the Gnabry incident was close, wasn't it? He hit it down to the ground, just dipped over.
Here we go. Sane. He's got to go wide. He gets it wide. Cross. Oh,
that's awful.
Dear me. Chan's pissed off. It wasn't him who hit the cross.
I think it was Volland, wasn't it?
Volland. Good win for France, this. Disappointing for Lowe.
He's just disappointed, mate, that he heard Watchalong were on here because he thought he was odds on.
Germany's problem is Spain's problem. It's that lack of a striker. You know, you look at what France have got: Mbappe, Benzema, Giroud. What's Germany got? Timo, and he might be in this time. No, he's got it. Boots it long. Muller, Werner, Varane, second ball, pick up the second ball into the box. No,
Nope.
He's done it again. Is that Volland again?
Yep.
He's shit. He's apps. He's shite. That's got to be it now. We've had the 7.
Again, good refereeing performance.
Yeah. Good refereeing performance. Quick VAR again. Can't knock it. Chris says from the first round of games, Italy have looked the most impressive. Going to be chatting all about this and the upcoming games tonight at 11 o'clock on Twitch. I've left you the link in the video description for the Euro wrap, an hour chat about the Euros and all that. Might even answer a few controversial questions actually, because it's on Twitch. So if there's any questions you want to know about the industry, let me know. It's true. Craig wears nothing from the waist down. It's a well-known industry secret.
I won't lie, mate. I don't think I've ever done a stream that hasn't been pajama bottoms. I won't lie to you.
I could never do, even if I did it for the banter, like, you know, like a little private joke where you think, I'm going to do a show with nothing on just for the laugh and no one will ever know. Trouble is, I'm prone to standing up and having a stretch, and that would be the end of my career. I'd probably get a job in porn afterwards because people would go, wow, but I don't think I'd ever be able to be on YouTube again.
It'd be the end of my career, and there'd definitely be no porn career to follow it up. None. It's all over. The ref's blown up.
Yeah, well, I've enjoyed that. I don't think that's the end of the road for Germany if you're German, and I don't think it definitely means you're going to win it if you're French. Although I do think France are the favourites, of course. But I still expect Germany to advance, and they weren't bad. It was quite a close game, and the goal that won it was an own goal. But I do think on the balance of play, a bit like England against Croatia, France just about deserved it.
I agree. I think.
What's Mark's Twitch channel, says Adrian. Links in the video description. It's Goldbridge TV, and I'll be live in just over an hour. But thanks for coming on, Craig. Anfield Agenda, if you want to check him out. He's doing a show in about 15 minutes.
I am indeed. Thank you guys for having me on again. It's been a pleasure. It's been great to watch some more football, and thank you guys for the kind welcome as well.
And we did do a show at United Stand at 7 that it's just all the updates on the latest United news, but it was in between the 2 games. So if you've not seen it, go check that out as well. And I'll see you in the morning for United Stand at 10, 11 o'clock tonight on Twitch. Links in the video description, and watch alongs again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Big up to Craig, and we'll speak to you soon.